You feel like Casey has bad game with Soul? Hi, CJ. I am going to do a panel. Let's hurry up and get to 25K, y'all, because I only want to be on till 5 o'clock so that I have time to be a normal human before the show comes on. I don't know if I'm going to go live afterwards, guys. We'll see. Hi, Mia. No, for real, Nate. Like, I get so aggy in the comments. I'm like, let me just leave. Not Mommy Water is going to swallow Casey on that island. Not she's going to swallow Casey on that island. Listen. Okay, Bad might go live after the show, y'all. I have early Tuesday morning, so I don't necessarily like to go live after the Monday night episode. Guys, I gave y'all my thoughts last night. I did watch the first look. It does look like we're getting a lot of Casey and Aniya tonight. It does look like we're getting more of Kenzie and Corbin. I'm over it. Like, does Corbin not know that he's a fed? Does he not know? I'm over the Kenzie and Corbin dynamic. I was over Kenzie before she got there. No shade. But like, does he not know? Hi, Tashina. Yeah, I'm curious why you do, because listen, I don't always get it right, but I do consider myself to be a pretty good judge of a person. Right now, Soul has not done anything for me to sense bad energy on her. Like, I don't know what you all, like, I don't know where people are getting that from. I can't, not that this is you, but I kind of do feel like some of the stuff this season is about, like, you've got your own stuff. And that's not me being shady. You know what I'm saying? That's just me saying, like, sometimes we have to, like, get curious about, like, where is that coming from? You know? Like, I'm clear as to why I don't connect with Melanie. I'm very clear about that, you know? Yeah, I agree, Mac. I feel like I haven't seen enough of her to feel one way or the other. What I will say, though, so sorry. What I will say, though, is that I do appreciate that she seems to really regulate, what's that guy's name? Sorry, I blanked on the men. Y'all, the men, they just be there. She really does seem to regulate Sincere's nervous system. And she seems to be a pretty stabilized person in general in the villa. I don't know, y'all. Even when, okay, say more, Abtina, because even when they were in the makeup room and, Melanie told her, like, oh, you know, hi, Miriam. Hello, my love. Like, I don't want to keep fighting with you. Like, she stood and she took it in. And then what we heard come out of her mouth was like, there definitely was an energy. Like, she stood on it while also still making grace and space for her because she understands it's complicated and weird and uncomfortable. Hi, Lele. Exactly, Bunny Smiles. It is clearly a one-sided beef, and I don't know what people are picking up from Soul that they feel like something is off about her. Like, I would love for y'all to actually tell me what you are seeing. Anika, yeah, I'm like, she's being a bombshell, and like, I understand if that feels uncomfortable, but like, that's quite literally what she's supposed to do. I've only been live, I don't know, child, 10 minutes. Something like that. I don't know. Not very long. Yeah, I don't understand, guys. And maybe I'm missing something, you know? I'm happy for you to point it out for me. I feel like, honestly, there are am I about to lie? That might be a lie. What I will say is that I do feel like there are some people that have given us evidence. They've given us data as to why we could be like, that's a little weird. That's suspicious. I think we have had that. I don't think that Soul is one of those people. I don't think that Soul is one of those people, guys. Do I find it odd that the men pied Soul, but the women are getting blamed? No, people are misogynist, Sarah. And not to like make it like so matter of factly, but like truly that's what it boils down to, right? It's why people literally heard Casey say last night, I weighed my risk and did not want to give up what I had without her showing explicit interest, which is what he had said on the doc. And I saw sincere hooping, so I didn't want to step in. They heard that man say that, and they're still arguing that Aniya has too big of emotions and that's why he can't explore. It's giving misogyny, babe. It's giving sexism. Why are the women responsible for the men's behaviors? I don't know. Just can men be grown-ups, y'all? It's, listen, I feel like I curate a space where a lot of the women that come in here, hate men, or have some level of like, at least suspicion or like disdain towards men. And it always is curious to me at which point you see sort of that fact check around like, you think you don't like men, and then something comes out that's like, oh, you actually are a little bit more centered in men than maybe you even realize. And I feel like that Aniya conversation is a lot of it. Casey's reaction to Aniya, my thoughts. My thoughts. Which one? Him? Hi, Mike Time. Which reaction? His reaction at their final conversation? When they were in the, I think it was a speakeasy? Is that what you mean? Him like being kind of annoyed with that? Actually, y'all, I'm not on, I don't. Okay, let me say this. Oh, I got a thought about that too. I actually don't think that there's a side to take. I don't know if you all watched my most recent video about them. Well, it's my second most recent video in general, but it's pretty lengthy. But I talk a lot about what I think their individual experiences are in this villa. And I believe that that is absolutely coloring the way that they are engaging with one another. And I don't think that either one of them, I don't think that either one of them are the villain in this conversation. If I'm honest, I truly don't. What I see are two people that are doing their very best. And it's not, and here's why nobody is a villain to me, because I don't feel like any person is hurting the other person. No shade. I don't feel like either one of them is harming the other person. Casey, I said it last night. I'm going to say it again though, because I know not everybody was here. Casey said on the doc under which conditions he would explore Soul. He said it. Go back and watch the scene. He said under what conditions he would explore Soul. That didn't happen. Soul came into that villa and moved like an OG. So did Jen. Neither one of them were pulling people like it is normed for bombshells to do. And then Sincere was all up in Soul's face. So Casey said, do I risk what I have, which is really good, where I'm really happy, for something where she may not even be, it may not even be a thing? And do I get in my boy's way? No, I'm cool, right? But he told her explicitly the conditions under which he wanted to explore. The explanation he gave in the challenge, listen, not me getting worked up. The explanation he gave in the challenge was Sincere was locked in. I'm paraphrasing, okay? And then what he also said to Aniya at a later date was, right, I'm happy where I am. I'm also paraphrasing. What I will give credit to is that he didn't pair those statements together. I think they should have been in the same conversation. I don't think that they should have been separate. What is happening for Aniya is that she's listening to the information Casey is giving her, but then she's had two people give her information that appears to contradict what he has said. And so she's asking for clarity. I don't think that either one of them are wrong. I think they're doing not that great of a job of just like effectively communicating. Because remember, Sincere told Aniya, he said you look like his ex. Aniya went back and said, he said she's your type. That's not what Sincere said. Unless it got edited out. But based on the ex that has decided to reveal herself on social media and what KC has said, I don't presume that soul is his type. I think he just likes black girls. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's just a matter of, listen, I'm not going to fault her for saying, oh, I feel like maybe what I'm hearing contradicts what you said. Can you clarify for me again? I don't think there's something wrong with that. Do I think she needs to take a bit? Like take a beat and see, am I truly registering what I'm hearing, or is it being colored through something else? Because I do think it is. No shade, Lashina. The ex-girlfriend I saw in LA would be considered dark-skinned, so I don't know what she means. But I grew up in LA. I understand we do light skin and dark skin differently depending on where you grew up. I get it. I don't know if it's the same ex, but you know, she in LA, she would be considered dark skin. So I just feel like it, and I also will say this, no shade, all tea. I always wonder why the exes come out talking. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. Boy, shut the fuck up. No shade. But like, your claim to fame is that you was being D'd down or D'ing somebody down at some point on this show. Please be quiet. Be quiet. What's that sound? We do not care, right? Like that man that came out about Allandria last, like, shut up. We don't care. Anyway. And no shade, all tea. No shade, all tea. This goes to Corbin's ex saying that he said he would never date black girls and he would never date white girls. Girl, but you still dating him. So while you trying to shit on him, mama, that says something about you too. The fuck? I'm supposed to feel like now you're some good person and I'm so glad you gave me the tea. Girl, get out of my face. What? Corny? Like, huh? Okay, 10-minute tie break. We are at 25K. I'm gonna bring people up. I'm gonna continue giving y'all my thoughts about and then we're gonna let the panel yap. And honestly, the only tea I want y'all to drop is tea that has receipts about people being racist, homophobic, I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear about how they broke. I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care. Be quiet.
Clout chasers.
Amen.
Like, yeah, my thoughts on Casey's reaction to Aniya is that I understand. Like, I'm not mad at his reaction. I get it that he probably is feeling frustrated at having to what he perceives as like explain again. I think that is because he needs to register that she's now had two other instances where other information has come in. And so he needs to clarify once again. And I think that this takes a particular type of partner. You know what I'm saying? I've been married to Chris for 15 years. I don't think he invalidated her feelings. Invalidation of her feelings would have been like, for him to explicitly say that like she wasn't entitled to feel how she feels. Him being confused about it or feeling frustrated with her feelings is not invalidation of her feelings. It's just it's him expressing his feelings about the situation. Oh, in the first look, I don't remember, honestly. I don't think that I heard anything in that conversation that seemed like he invalidated her feelings. What I remember, are you talking about his confessional? Because he said he felt disrespected by something. I don't know what. We don't know what yet. And then she said she was confused as to why it's being turned back on her. We don't have any idea what that's about yet. I mean, he can't be frustrated. I'm not saying that it can't frustrate her, but I don't know that I would say he's invalidating her feelings. I need to actually see it. Like right now, the first look is chopped up, y'all. Like I need to actually watch the episode. Okay, bad. I need to actually watch the episode to know what I think about it yet. Like that's even the scene when they were watching the boys. Did y'all okay, so I can never watch it without thinking about Aniya, right? But there's a moment where they're watching the boys work out. They're watching the boys work out, and then you see the girl, it looks at the girls and it looks at the boys, and there's a conversation happening about how they need to explore that. Yeah, girl, he's fine, blah, 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 right? But if you look at the first look, none of what's being said matches what Aniya's mouth is doing. And Aniya has told us before that when you see it like sort of pan to another thing, usually it's because they're overlaying audio from another scene. So I don't know. I need to actually watch the episode before I have an opinion. I need to watch the episode first.
Sorry, Boston Stylish. You said Soul needs to go, and you said you wanted Sincere. We give you him. Now you want a next one. Please tell me you're committed to actually understanding and listening to conversation before you come to that, because if that's why you want Soul gone, or you're judging Soul based off her exploring and her being pulled, I want to clarify before I hit the block button.
I agree. I see y'all. I'm going to bring you all up in just a second. Yeah, Team Candy, like we can't really tell who's saying what though. Mouths are not matching the words in the first look, so I just need to watch the episode. Is how I feel. I think that sometimes we need to sit with like, is that our internalized misogyny that's making us feel a way about this girl? Because no shade, all tea. Yes, she's definitely into that man. Oh, God damn it. She was definitely into that man. And he's being weird. She can't decide to prioritize herself. Like, listen, y'all, just watch the goddamn episode. No, I'm not trying to, let me calm down. But like, y'all, don't do all this from 2 minutes, please. Don't do all this from 2 minutes, please. Watch the episode first. And still watch it knowing that you're only getting 1 hour out of 24, y'all. I think, you can have some ideas based on the first look, but you need to just watch the show. Aisha, are you talking about KC? I don't agree with that based on the ex-girlfriend I saw. You absolutely can have an instinctive feeling, Yana. I also think that it's important to understand that it's just a feeling so far. You need to actually, you know what I mean? Like you need all the information first, or as much as you can get first before you start making, some assessments about the episode. Because there have certainly been times where we've seen something in the first look that was a little bit different than what was in the episode. Aisha, based on the ex-girlfriend that I saw, remembering people have multiple exes, okay? But based on the ex-girlfriend I saw, I don't agree that his type is a Melanie or a Soul only. I mean, is that who you said, Melanie or Soul only? I don't agree with that. Exactly, Emirates. I don't know. That's a little odd to me. I will say that like I'm not necessarily rooting for any relationship right now. It's only been 2 weeks. I just want to see them all have the best experience they can. Exactly, the polished palette. The only person that you know has a type, is Corbin. All hell Brookleys, I love you, mutual, and how would them people fucking know? How would they know?
Can I say something that's gonna sound a little mean?
You said it sounded a little mean?
No, I'm saying, can I say something that's gonna sound a little mean?
Okay, what?
I need y'all to realize that when these people come out talking about they know stuff about the Islanders, it's because they want attention. They want the attention that the Islanders are getting. So they come out and say, hey, I know this person. I know this about them. Because they know y'all are going to latch on to it. Because we're all invested in the show. I need us to, have the discernment to realize that they do not mean well for these people. And I love y'all, but come on.
I also listen, I want y'all also to just clock, and then I'm going to shut up. I'm sorry. Did I answer your question? Yes, CJ, I see you. I will bring people up in rotations. I don't want to feel overstimulated, but I got you, boo. Did I answer your question, Juanita? I don't really think anything about it because I have 2 minutes. You know what I mean? I have 2 minutes. I don't know. I don't have a thought about it quite yet. But what I see is frustration. What I see is a level of fatigue and exhaustion, because I'm sure that from his perspective, they're having the same conversation over and over again. And he's not clocking that it's because it doesn't feel settled in her body yet. And she's not able really to communicate what she needs. Peter, I don't dislike you. She's not able to communicate what she actually needs. And so there's just a miss that's happening in the communication. My hope is she's I'm going to say I think she's pretty grown about some stuff. And so I'm hoping that she can actually tell him, KC so far, whatever y'all, I know people are suspicious about this man. KC so far has demonstrated that he can take feedback, that he can actually listen. When they were on that dock and he didn't agree with her initially, he wasn't necessarily feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that, Dada. I think no shade. I feel like you're making that up a little bit. I'm not trying to be mean, but you actually haven't seen anything that tells you that. All you've heard that man say is that he's attracted to her. So have lots of men in that villa. Zach said her body was banging, Sincere been all in her face. You know what I'm saying? KC says she looks like his ex and that he thinks that she's probably a catch. Lots of men have said it. Why is the focus on KC? Why is the focus on KC? I feel like that's also the question y'all need to ask yourselves. I feel like you all want to catch KC disappointing you before he can disappoint you. That's what I think. I think that a lot of you all are traumatized from the last black man that was in a relationship with a dark-skinned black woman on this island that then disappointed you because he came out and betrayed a black woman that you love and support. And now you want to not be caught with the wool over your eyes. That's what I think is happening for some people. No shade. And I totally get it. I also think that you all need to just take a seat for a second. Just take a beat. Just take a beat and see. Give yourself an opportunity to just see. I'm not saying that he doesn't want Soul. I'm saying I think he's attracted to Soul, and so are other men on the island. Why is the focus on KC? Zach said, I'm going to go back to Zach. Let's talk about it. When that woman, and then I'm going to shut up. I said I was going to shut up a long time ago. When that woman walked into the villa, Zach said, that girl's body is banging. That's what he said. Mind you, she got a very different body than the girl that he's coupled up with right now. He said that girl's body is banging. He has spent the last 3 episodes feeling tight in his chest because he told them bombshells that he was basically closed off. He told Kata, so can we just not go all the way? Because, some come in, you know what I'm saying? Then tonight in the first look, he says, so are you really going to be mad about that? That man wants to escape, but y'all don't have no smoke for that motherfucker, but y'all all up on KC, who has been honest the entire time about the fact that he thinks the girl is attractive and would have pursued her had she come for him. Why do y'all have so much smoke for KC? Ask yourself that. It's feeling like anti-blackness. It's feeling like you're trying to protect yourself. And from what? And is that KC's problem or your own to sit with? I'm sorry. I'm fussing.
Keep fussing. Keep fussing.
I want you to control it. Bad said keep going.
Cause I'm mad too. Y'all need to get up off my man like that. Get on Zach. Pay attention to Zach. He's moving like a menace, y'all. Come on.
Scheme set up by Zach and y'all. It's a scheme set up by Zach, and y'all don't even see that he's playing on every strong couple's insecurities and letting them loose in the wild. Y'all don't even see that. That's crazy to me.
He planting them seeds of doubt like a gardener.
You are right, Bobos. You are right, Bobos. So listen, I hate when y'all make me have to defend men too hard, but I just want y'all to play fair. Play fair on the playground. If we're going to come for KC because, KC likes that woman, which he's never denied being attracted to her. That's the insanity part, right? Is y'all are talking about it as though that man has said, no, I don't like her. So y'all are acting like he's acting like that. He has not said that even one time. He has explicitly said that he would explore her. He's explicitly said the girl is attractive to Aniya. He also has explicitly said like why he didn't, right? But y'all are acting like you're figuring something out or putting things together that he's being deceptive about. He's not being deceptive. But you know who is? Zach, and he's not getting any of your energy. He's not getting any of your energy, and I think you should ask yourself why.
Can I add another piece to that? Y'all said, and y'all the same people who are also calling Soul a side piece. Meanwhile, Kenzie running around treating Corbin like her whole side nigga.
Clock it.
Y'all say shit about that. Y'all say shit about that.
Can I say something now? I think y'all are traumatized from last season, and instead of paying attention to the people who are actually moving like menaces this season, y'all are putting how that little man acted last season on people that are acting normal this season, because you don't want to get duped and you don't want to get your feelings hurt. But guess what? Sometimes it's okay to be wrong. It don't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means that people are people and they're gonna move crazy, and that's okay. But at least let them prove something before you make assumptions.
Correct. And here's the thing. I'm not even saying, I know that y'all are saying people are not giving Zach necessarily grace. I understand that, but to exactly what the Chiz 88 said, there is a hyperfixation on KC. It is a hyperfixation on KC. It is a hyperfixation on Soul when you are watching other people on the island do very similar things. And I feel at least the people in my lives. Now, I don't know about anywhere else, okay? But I feel like at least the people in my lives were definitely people last season that were talking about protecting Black women. That were fighting in these streets against the anti-Black racism that the Islanders were experiencing. Whatever you thought about them as people, whether you liked them as people on the island or not, I think that there's a lot of us, at least in my lives, that were drawing the line in some places. And I'm struggling to understand, is that actually your practice? Are those actually your morals and values? Because why aren't you replicating that same behavior this season? Because regardless of what I think about about Trinity or Kada or Aniya or KC, they're going to get my protection about some things, period, full stop, every single time. And I'm not going to fixate on them in a way where I can't even let myself see the other things that other people are doing, y'all.
Can I interject?
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go on the panel.
Yeah, no, I also think that Casey and Anaya are not getting screen time when they're actually having positive, like, moments, the like steamy type of moments. I don't know if they're happening or not, but I do feel like the only time they really get the producers' like attention is when they're going through something. And I think that is what is kind of skewing people's mindset about how they might feel about Casey and Anaya's connection. I've heard a lot of people talk about the fact that Anaya didn't choose Casey. We also don't know if Casey would have chose Anaya from the jump, because that wasn't how the thing shook out. It was Anaya being able to choose. They ended up based off of circumstance, and then they're trying to make it work. And I do think that Anaya does have a lot of anxiousness around the connection that she sometimes does put on Casey, and he is getting frustrated by that. I saw that in the sighing and the roll in his eyes, because she came at him hot last night. And I know y'all might have talked about that last night, but I was very late watching it. But yeah, she came at him hot last night because she saw him interacting with Soul. And I think she wants that confirmation of being the one and only choice versus just this idea of being a first choice and being a priority. And I don't know if you said anything on that or not, but like that's kind of what I've been peeping. And then people kind of are starting to feel like Casey is not as blunt and upfront about what he's doing, kind of sort of like how Bryce was, which is like, I want to pull this person. And then he went and talked to Trinity, and then he went about, him exploring. And I think you kind of already blatantly said, like, he said it too and admitted, like, I didn't hoop because, what's his name? Disingenuous, was hooping first. So and like you said it, I think you called it a while back on the live. I know I was on that live and you was like, yeah, I think it's a bro code type of thing. And he let him do his thing. That came to be true. And then also too, like we said, I think Soul gives more of that bombshell. It's giving more OG than bombshell energy. So I think I said that on the live as well. And so she was expecting that he would be more forward about his attraction to her and actually come up and pull her and lead in that, which you kind of do have to factor in what that's going to look like with the connection that you already have and value. So I do feel like that's been what I've been seeing with the Casey and Anaya. But on another note, I need Zach out my villa. I need him out my villa because it seems to be attacking every Black woman that I have seen in a connection. And I don't know if people noticed, but Bryce was also kind of doing that to Anaya and Casey as well. Like asking Casey, like, look me in my eyes. Do you actually? Yeah. So I got my eyes on him too. Like, and I'm a little afraid for Trinity because of the fact that why would he be so zoned in on Casey's attraction to Anaya, and like getting annoyed that he keeps pulling Trinity for conversations, and we're not even seeing that either. So I think there's a lot of dynamics that they have together that we aren't seeing when it comes to the darker Black people on the cast this season as well. Mm-hmm. And then I can be quiet.
No, you're good. I also, to your point, I will say that FYI, to those of you, Peter, I see you in the comments. I'm gonna bring y'all up when I feel like it on my panel. Okay. There is a queue. It is quite a few of y'all in there waiting. I don't want to be overstimulated on my own live, so I'm going to bring y'all up in batches. To your point, I will say that Bryce did say that KC hasn't pulled anybody the entire time they've been there. I feel like that, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but as far as we've only seen Bryce pull Kata the one time, and then Zach pull Jen the one time. So again, why they have a fixation on KC and Aniya is, I mean, Zach said it last night, right? He thinks he's going to win with her. And I think that Zach wants to win.
I think Bryce is just jealous because he thinks he's not Trinity's type, and he thinks KC is more her type, and he knows that they have a friendship because we have seen them talking to each other in the background. And it's more about his insecurities than anybody else. It's not really about Aniya or KC, it's about him.
Right. Back to what I said last night about those individual experiences, right? I want us to remember that sometimes we need to look at these people outside of their coupling as well. Some of the stuff that you all are witnessing would be happening no matter who they're coupled up with. Because that's their shit that they're bringing into the villa with them. Ooh, A-Fresh, I don't think it's cute. I do think that jealousy is a very normal emotion. What I don't think is cute is that insecurity that clearly Bryce has. I don't have no grace for that. I'm sorry. Let me go bottom up. Gigi Bad and then K Boogie. Give me your thoughts, my love.
Ooh, I thought you. So here I went thinking that Tina's live and saved y'all from my hot takes. Jesus Christ. So I don't think that I wholeheartedly agree. I think we've talked about it before, that there is this strange thing that is happening with KC and his protection of Aniya that people aren't recognizing. And you've already named it, where, you know, this black man that we've been begging for, send us a black man who likes black women. We have a black man who likes black women. Send us a black man who protects dark-skinned black women. Here is a black man. He's lying. He doesn't mean it. Do we not see what is wrong with that? Like, do we not see what is wrong with that? Oh, he likes the light-skinned girl. Oh, and then there's also a duality in the conversation that exists where it's like, well, her feelings are so big, she's keeping him from exploring. So she can't have feelings. He can't want to protect her, and he doesn't like dark-skinned black women. This is so, but it's such a bizarre take to me, and I'm so disappointed in the people that I hear regurgitating this foolishness, because it's not just this knee-jerk reaction that that people are having. It actually makes me question, do you even like black women to protect them? Because how hard is it to conceptualize that a black man has considered a black woman's feelings and has taken that into consideration before acting? And he's been very, very blunt about it. And he's been very direct about it. Like Tina said, I think that there is a more direct conversation that could have been had, right? Because he's not infallible. He is still a man. Like, let's be for real.
He's 22. And he's 22,
52, 82. He's a man.
Well,
so
that part too. Right.
So they are not infallible. Let's be very for real. However, I am a staunch believer in flogging somebody for the things that they have done. He thus far hasn't done anything, right? And let's be for real. If people were listening to the conversation that Trinity had, and I actually went back and watched it on mute with subtitles only. Trinity says out of her mouth that her biggest issue is people's perception that she's holding KC back, and that there's this idea that he's playing it safe with her, that she's the reason he's playing it safe. She literally says this out of her mouth. The reason that y'all are Aniya, sorry. Yes. The reason why that y'all are, that she's holding him back, that he's not exploring is because of her. This is nothing but feeding into her insecurities. Right, that he is settling. This is giving this idea that he is settling. This scheme set up by Zach, that he is settling. And it's crazy to me that people are actually falling for this, because it's like, what in the world? And just to touch lightly on astrology, people like to flame us September Virgos for being callous about feelings, about burying our shit in boxes and never really dealing with our feelings. So when we do actually express emotion, now these feelings are too big. What do y'all want from us? What do y'all want from us? The girl God forbid the girl give a little bit of genuine emotion. But that also doesn't mean that he can't reserve the right to be frustrated by something that he actually has been very clear about. Right? And he has been super clear about it. So I don't understand why this is. And y'all, Soul, get behind me. Soul girl, get behind me. Cause I'ma call, listen, I don't know what I gotta do to get Della Reese on the line. Cause Sunshine, get behind me. Sunshine, get behind me. I'm tired of people making her feel so bad or people dragging her so bad over something that like she's supposed to be there doing. I have never been, and I'm going to say this flat out, I have never been more disappointed in women in my entire life than I have seen in the last couple of days scrolling on this app. And thank God I have the ability to scroll away. But this photo of her that is circulating is her as a Grim Reaper between the relationships between her and Casey, between Casey and Aniya and Mel and Sincere is truly disgustingly disappointing to me. Because what are you doing? That girl has done nothing for y'all to be treating her this way. It is weird as fuck. Like, did she fuck y'all man in a past life? Let me know. Because that's exactly what it's giving. For people to call her a homewrecker and a side piece. Meanwhile, Kenzie out here treating Corbin like a whole side piece. And according to this first look, when Sincere got that girl behind them closed doors talking about, I never wanted to end it with you. He's out here treating her like a side piece. Y'all ain't said nothing yet. But y'all are triggered by Soul. Y'all need to leave my girl alone and get Zach the hell out of here. Him and Bryce can get on the float together and get off the island.
Listen,
right now, because I'm gonna say other things that should never leave the group chat.
Ooh. Okay, somebody asked thoughts on Soul. I will say this quickly, and then I'm gonna keep running through my panel. Y'all, Soul's been there for 3 seconds. Like, I think she's breathed a total of 20 times since she's been on my screen. I don't have that many thoughts about her yet, right? What I have seen is that she seems to be a very regulated, a very mature, a very normal person. She was really excited to meet the girls. Bea and Trinity were very welcoming to her and Jen, and it was all smiles and like, it seemed like really great energy that first night, and then something changed. Y'all know what the something is, right? And what I've seen her do, from what we have witnessed, what I've seen her do is take it with fucking grace. I've seen her endure shit that honestly she should probably have had to endure. And that's why, low key, high key, I fucked with Bea. Because nah, girl, you're not just going to be doing and saying anything you want to do around this motherfucker. Right?
I said it. I meant what I said.
Right? But Soul also understands her positioning in the villa, right? She knows she's a bombshell. She's new in. And like one of the girls, I think it was Trinity, said like it can be hard coming into the villa where there are established relationships and friendships. She's clear about her position in the villa, and I think she's played her part as best as she possibly can. And I've not seen anything from that woman that makes me feel like I should feel anything negatively about her, or honestly anything big about her at all. I do feel like Sincere is about to play in her face. And you know, that's unfortunate. And I think we'll just see. We'll see what happens. But those are my thoughts on Soul. Okay, K Boogie, give me your thoughts, my love.
I thought we were going bottom to top.
Oh shit, you right, Bad. My bad. Okay, Bad, please give me your thoughts, my love.
I've been holding on to this and I'm gonna forget. You know I can't remember nothing. I'm gonna pick up where y'all left off with Soul. For all of y'all that are being nasty to my girl Soul and she ain't done nothing, I said this on somebody else's video in a comment and I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna need y'all to stop calling anybody else on this show male-centered. And I'm gonna need y'all to stop talking about the melodramatics. Because I'm seeing a lot of parallels. Why y'all mad at that girl's soul as if she's not in there doing her job? I'm gonna need you to hold up the mirror. Hold up the mirror for me. Because she's just doing what she was sent in there to do. She's a bombshell. She's supposed to shake things up. It's not her fault everybody done locked in 2 weeks because they're on Monogamy Island. That is not her fault. I'm gonna need y'all to chill on her for real. This Grim Reaper picture, I need it down immediately. Because what are y'all doing? What do you mean? Y'all are acting just like Melanie. You mad at her for something the men are doing. And I'm tired of it. Yeah, I'm being mean today. I don't care. Y'all done piss me off because I'm tired of hearing all this stuff about the women as if the men aren't the ones acting a fool in this villa. Every single episode, it's a man doing something to tick the women off, and then all I hear about is the women. Come on now. Let's be for real. Because y'all would have never let none of this slide last season. So what's changed in the last year? What's changed? I need to know. All I'm going to say about Casey and Aniya is y'all need to get up off both of them because they're both very young. They have plenty of time to work through their insecurities and figure out what they need to work on within themselves to make this relationship work. I don't know why y'all are acting like this is not normal 20-something stuff. Both of them have areas where they are insecure and they are working on it individually. And of course, it's going to show up when you're on TV in a put together relationship. Like literally, they're forced to be together 24 hours a day. Nobody's ever with their person 24 hours a day when they first start a relationship other than people on this show. So I need y'all to chill on them. When it comes to Zach, I need tea and crumpets on a flight to London immediately. Get out of my villa. Get out of my villa. Pack your tea bags and go. I don't need no more British men on USA. Get them out of here because every single season they come in here and they throw me all the way off. He and his brother, irritating, just grinding my gears. They have to go. Who else? Sincere is about to play in my girl's face and I'm not happy about it. Corbin, I feel like somebody gave him an update. They said Gabriel is a computer science nerd. Maybe he's in there giving Corbin his updates so he can express emotion and, do a little banter every now and then. Because I've never seen this side of him before. However, I need him and Kenzie, pack it up. I need them gone too. Because why do y'all keep going back and forth to this? Melanie is Sincere in this first look. Let it go. My God. Leave it alone. You done seen this man act a fool every single day. And you keep on coming back. And she's going to cry again. Whether it's about one of the light skins. That's all I know. It could be Corbin. It could be Sincere. It's going to be about one of them. I need it over with. I can't believe we let my girl Bea go for this. I'm really upset. Like, I'm beyond pissed about that. Bryce and Trinity, Bryce need to get his life. You're 29 years old, sir. This insecurity is ridiculous. You should have been worked through this. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about they think he went through some things in his modeling career. Maybe, but it's been enough time. You've been working on them garbage trucks enough time. You need to go to therapy. Don't take that out on my girl. And right now, I just need you to stay in that villa until a fine, tall, chocolate 23-year-old man comes in there and scoop my girl up. Then you can go expeditiously. And that's all I have to say.
Wait, are some of y'all melodramas in here? Because y'all might be miserable.
You mad? Oh.
Who bad? Bad.
Okay, because everybody can get whacked in this live, including Melody. No shade. No shade. But as much as we can hold space for the fact that man is absolutely gaslighting and lying and running her through the muck, she also is accountable for her behavior. So just know that. Just know that
I'm off her today because she didn't bother me last episode. But the next time she do something that irritates me, best believe I'll be back here to talk about it.
So just Just know that. And especially if you are, I don't know what y'all call yourselves. I know that over here we call it Melanie. If you are a person that is a Melanie fan and you feel like that means you have to hate Daya, you definitely should leave this live. Because feeling like you can't like one person without hating another is cornball behavior, and you're going to hate it here. So, don't make yourself miserable unnecessarily on the internet. Okay? Okay, Boogie, go ahead and give me your thoughts, my love.
Hey y'all, I am back and I'm gonna do some Love Island housekeeping. We're gonna start with who I always come for. I am a D1 hater, and we all know it's for Kenzie. I don't even really have a huge issue with her this episode, even though I feel like I should. But get off my screen. I hate you forever. You keep going back and forth between Caleb and Corbin. If you don't get ChatGPT off of my screen too, please. He gives nothing but annoyance to me. And I know most of these people are really young, but guess what? I was young once, and I was not doing all of this. Anyways, Kenzie, you can go somewhere. I hate this very much. The Casey and Aniya thing, it makes me really sad how insecure Aniya is. She's so pretty, and she's probably just been beaten down a lot by some people or some things. That makes me really upset. I really wish she sat more in herself and really tried to understand herself and KC, because he's been really transparent and honest with her, and we see it through the screen. And I see how much she likes him. It's just like, it makes me sad. Casey, you have every right to explore Soul if you want to. If she is beautiful to you and that's truly, truly what you want to do, then go for it. And it doesn't change anything about your relationship. And I wish people would stop acting like just because he goes to explore her that he's completely abandoning Aniya. Like, the whole premise of the show is to explore as many people as you can to form relationships, and everyone's acting like Casey is like the demon of the earth because he wants to speak to Soul and see if they have a connection. They say the word connection minimum 85 times in an episode, and y'all are not allowing him to try to form a new connection. That's crazy to me. Melanie, I understand that your 9 days have truly deepened in your chest, but you've also been in the villa with Corbin this whole time, and you've been, trying to get to know him too. And if you're acting that way about Insincere, why are you acting like sleeping in a bed with Corbin is crazy? I don't understand. And I know it's probably more about the fact that Soul is in the bed with Sincere, and I wouldn't want to be in that room either because Sincere and Soul were macking on each other same night. Crazy. I wouldn't want to hear it either. But stop using the excuse of you just don't feel comfortable being there with Corbin, because we all know what it is for real. Bryce and Trinity, I'm bored. I'm not gonna lie. They don't do anything. They kind of just like are in each other's presence, which is cool. I appreciate that. That's really great. Whatever. Y'all don't do anything. This episode, I've been just so bored. Zach, you freaking demon. Get away from me. At least Charlie was sometimes maybe charming. You just piss me off. Every time I see you. Kata, stop being in the background hyping up this dude. Every time he says something, you're in the background like, yeah, exactly, yeah. Form full sentences. Exactly is a single word. Give more of an opinion than being his little shadow. Please, I hate it. And I'm starting to hate you. And I usually, I love most of my ladies, But I don't want to hear you yip yap behind Zach. Also, I don't care how much sex you guys are or are not having.
Smacks.
Smacks, I'm sorry. I almost never censor myself in anything, so it's kind of hard. But I don't care how much intimacy you guys are or are not having, but Zachary, the way that y'all are in your bed and he goes, what if somebody comes in? Are you kidding me? We are literally intimate as we speak. We are in the most intimate part of our day, alone in a very dark room, and you bring it up now? Why didn't you say that like out in the open? I'd rather us be sitting in like soul ties talk about this than in the bed about it. But my time's up, sorry.
You're okay. Y'all have 3 minutes to get to 100K. I think it's actually 2 now because I'm pretty sure it's for 15 after the hour, right, Gigi?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Yes.
What was your thoughts with Kata saying that Zach was annoying because of the fact that he didn't want to do anything intimate in the bedroom that night?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think what it gives for me is like she's 22 and he's 26. And so he is running circles around her is honestly what it's giving to me. I think that he is choosing to be mildly direct, but not actually direct, right? He keeps walking certain things back after he says certain things rather than just saying, Kata, I don't want to go too far because I'm not completely sold that this is in game for us. He keeps dancing around it. Now, Kashana, I don't disagree with you. I'm actually going to say that she said you're annoying, but then turned around and left that man alone. Very different than what we saw last season. Okay, so I just want to be clear on my stance on that. I do think that she took his no. She just was annoyed with him, right? Peter, I disagree. He absolutely wants out of his coupling, which is he at least wants the ability to come out of it if he wants to. And he's not being direct with her about that, which is why he literally asked her again on the first look. So you're really gonna be upset, or are you gonna redact me if I actually talk to a bombshell?
Yeah, like
That
why
man
is
wants to
that the
move around.
focus?
It's
Yes, like
why
why is that the focus in the hideaway?
literally as soon as he said to them bombshells or to Kata that he basically told them they were closed off, that man was in that hoodie in that bed staring up at the ceiling fearing for his life because he couldn't believe he had let himself say that. You know what I'm saying?
He know
wants
not to mess
options.
with the New Hampshire Slim Reaper. He know
The
not to
slim
play.
Y'all can take a tap break for Gigi. How long?
We're going to give them until, what time is it now? 15. We're going to give a 15-minute tap break so we can round it out.
Okay, 15. So you got until 30 after the hour. Take a little break. I am going to bring some more people up. I'm only going to bring you up probably one at a time. So just be patient. I will let y'all come up. Somebody asked in the comments, am I accepting people? And then I couldn't respond to your comment. Yes, you can absolutely always request to come up on my live. If you are new to me, just so that you are clear, I always prioritize my subscribers over everybody else. Period, full stop. They pay to watch my content, so they get priority when they're up here requesting to be on my lives. So I will bring you up. You will get 3 minutes if you're not a subscriber. You will get 5 minutes if you are. So just so that you're clear, and you need to stick to your time. Okay? Okay. Y'all, I actually don't think that the chemistry is lacking this season. I don't mind this cast at all. It's, to me, it's not any different than other seasons. I don't know.
Peter, don't play. The spot's already taken.
Saying Aniya's leaves. Okay. Danny, I appreciate your question. We've pretty much covered it. I will bring people up that will also give their thoughts, but the replay always goes on YouTube. So if you all miss what we said about something, it will be on YouTube. Okay. Okay, got it, Evie. Thank you. And if you're wondering why one of my people, Kathleen dropped herself because she wanted to, but The 3 that are still sitting up here, it's because they are my subscribers. So they'll stay until they want to get off. Yes, Angie, we did. And we've been talking about it along with the episode. Lule, please give me your thoughts, my love.
Hey Tina, hope you're having a good day. I don't know what it is, but this season is exhausting me. Like, and I've watched the show for 8 seasons. And this is the first time, I don't know what it is. It's just maybe it's too much Love Island fatigue. It feels like season 7 is not really done. You know what I mean? We're still talking about season 7 and here comes season 8. For me, it's like main problem I have with the season is the fact that it feels very heavily produced, right? It's like conversations that I see happening online, and then 2 days later, it's on my screen bar for bar, right? So I feel like just like, for example, the whole, Gabrielle never got a confessional. And then the first time he gets a confessional, someone, makes a comment about it on Instagram. And then they're like, see, we listened. And I'm just like, you guys are doing too much. The fact that Islanders, everybody's, berating the Islanders for not being able to explore. But when bombshells are introduced into the show, you don't even give them the ability to take the people that they're interested in out of the villa to have a conversation with, right? If this whole Casey and Aniya back and forth thing would have been solved if the minute that Soul came in, she chose Sincere and Casey, and she took them out on a date and they got to know each other, right? The fact that since Casey, and I don't like what people are doing. Casey is not being transparent with Aniya. As much as you guys like to completely say that he's telling her everything, he's not. You have to look at the conversation. The first conversation where he pulls Soul in that kitchen. That conversation juxtaposed with Aniya and Melanie talking. Right? It's like 2 different variations. She's sitting there hyping him up, and he's sitting there talking about Soul's red ass cheeks. To me, there's that disparity where he wants to say what he wants to say, but he can't fully say it because ultimately Casey wants to come off as the good guy, right? You can see a little bit of his mask, and I'm not saying he's intentionally doing this, that he's trying to scam, or that Casey was my number 1 client. Before I even saw everybody else, I was rooting for him. But I feel like he is not fully being honest with her. And she's telling him, just straight up say it. Sometimes you might have to just say it. You guys have been together for 12 days in that villa. That's like 2 months. Feelings have been developed on both sides. So why can't he just say, hey, I'm going to just talk to her, have conversations with her, and I'll let you know what stage we're on. But he's not doing any of that. And everybody's like, oh, the first time he told her, yes. And she didn't refute him. She didn't tell him, don't do it. He then didn't do it because he saw Sincere pulling him and said, you know what? You go deal with that. But now that he sees Sincere is not fully on Soul, he thinks he can slide in. Just be honest. Just be honest, right? And I think that's all Aniya wants. And people are not allowing her to feel some type of way, right? Oh my God, can't she just... She's not having an issue with him exploring. She just wants him to say it. She has to reconcile with what other people are saying and what he's telling her. And they're not matching right now. That's where she's coming from.
We don't disagree, Lule. I do think that like I said, I do think that they need to have another conversation where he just synthesizes everything in one conversation. And I will say too, I meant to say this too about K Boogie. I think that all of the girls, for sure, and I think we're seeing it I think we see it with the guys too, have some level of insecurity. But I don't think that they're not all driven by the same thing. Aniya's not insecure because she doesn't think she's pretty. I don't read that as her insecurity at all. I think that there could be some stuff in there about like preferences or like how she might have not, but it's not because she doesn't think she's pretty. So her knowing that she's pretty is not going to avoid the insecurity that we're all watching show up. I think that, and I talked about it in my video, but I'm pretty sure that her insecurity is related to an experience of someone telling her one thing and then her having the experience of finding out it was something different from someone other than the person. Whether that was romantic, platonic, doesn't matter. I think that that is the experience that she has probably had. And so that is making her hyper vigilant around, what are they going to tell me that you didn't tell me? Right now you're not being honest. I think that's what that hypervigilance is about. And so he just needs to clear it up once and for all. That said, I'm not going to disagree. I hated the red butt cheeks, the red whatever handprints on the butt cheek thing, because like, why are we even talking about that? There's just been, and maybe I'm a prude. I don't feel like it though. I feel like there's been a level of objectification of some of the women this season that is just a little bit odd. I hated hearing Bryce ask Zach if he would hit it when it came to Jen. Like, it's corny, to me. It's
The amount of deep throat comments during the challenge.
All the deep throat
My
comments
God.
last night. Like, it was a lot, especially because I think that all of these guys in the face of other people do try to present as, the mature, put together, sort of good guy. And I just, yeah. It wasn't even just him, Calvin. That's what was like gross to me. It's
I have
a
question. I have a question for you. Do you think that the reason why Anaya keeps asking him this is that something in her gut is telling her that he's not fully being truthful with her, and that's why she's trying to constantly ask for him to like say it out loud, like just say it forefront without, oh yeah, this, but you're my first choice, but I have been good, I have nothing but good to her. What are you, the prize? I like, stuff like that. It's like, I feel like her gut is telling her to be weary. That's why when Zach tells her what he meant by the words he said at the challenge, she starts shaking, because at that moment she's probably like feeling like, oh my gosh, shit, maybe what I'm feeling right now is really the truth, and I have to trust my gut in a way.
I think that she is. So I talked about this in my video. I do believe she's having a physiological response. I think that what Aniya, part of her journey is about fact checking, right? Because Aniya is having a response clearly in her body, because whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, your body is going to have a response to something that feels familiar to a trauma beforehand, some sort of wound. And so I do think that thing is getting triggered in her. And then she is fact checking, which is why she had a clarifying conversation with Zach. What did you mean? Where did that come from? And he offered her clarity and echoed a lot of what Casey has already told her directly. And then she had at least 2 clarifying conversations with Casey that we got to witness, right? I think what happens is, like, I'm going to just give you timeline and then I'm going to go back to panel. They had the conversation on the dock where she expressed feeling frustrated by his statement, right? It was embarrassing. There's a way that you can explore this girl without making me feel like I'm put on Front Street, right? They came to a place where he could acknowledge that he understood her perspective. And he said, I will explore her if she shows that there's interest and it's mutual interest. That's what he told the girl. She said, okay, right? They then leave that doc, and the next day she has a conversation with Sincere. She's talking about not feeling sure about some things, and Sincere says he did say she looks like his ex. What she heard was that means Soul is his type. That's not what Sincere said, but that's what she heard, which has nothing to do with KC and everything to do with whatever she brought into the villa with her. She then goes back to KC and repeats it as, and she's your type. And KC's like, what? But he sits and he listens, right? He has a reaction, but then he shuts up and he lets her finish, and then he attempts to clarify and they move forward. But then now we're a couple days later and we're in the challenge, and Zach says what he says and he dumps that over Casey's head, and she's like, this is another moment again where now something is triggered in me. And so now she hears, right? I'm just the choice that you're making. Because I'm safer, and you're not exploring anybody because of me. This is what she hears, right? Sincere told her that KC said she looks like my ex, not that she was his type. That's what she heard. That's not what he said. So then she hears it through her lens of, again, whatever she experienced. Y'all understand that people have more than one ex, right? No shade, all tea. No shade on T. My exes don't all look the same. I done dated white boys, Mexicans,
Also,
dark skins. Like,
people
please don't do
don't
that.
only date their type.
Please don't do
Like,
that.
what?
No shade. Okay. So him saying that doesn't mean that that's the only girl he's ever dated. That don't do that. So she has the conversation with Zach to attempt to get clarity, but she sees him pull Soul in the midst of that conversation. So now she's already having a rushed response in her body because what you said to me feels different than what he said to me. But again, she's filtering it through whatever her wound is. We don't know. We don't know, but she's filtering it through whatever she brought into the villa with her. Because again, she does sometimes hear things differently than what people say, at least from the edit that we're getting. Okay. She goes to Zach for this clarifying information. She now is having a physiological response watching because now she's going, well, damn, are they all, she is doing I think she's doing a great job at it too, if I'm honest. She's doing her very best to fact check what am I seeing and what am I hearing versus what I'm feeling. Where is the incongruence and is my feeling accurate or am I triggered by something else and I need to accept the data as fact? That's what I think we're watching her navigate right now. And so I think that she's doing her very best around determining where she should land on some shit. And I think that it is a hard thing to navigate, period, but probably even harder in a villa, where you don't have your normal people you talk to, all the shit, right? But that's what I think you're witnessing from her. And so I think that when people get a little bit too black and white, they get on one side or the other, like, oh, she feels it in her gut and that must be real. Well, she feels it in her gut because of something, right? Whether it's real or not. And
can I ask a question?
And what she's doing is trying to get more information to determine if it's real or not. Yes, Bat.
I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. Did Casey ever tell Aniya that he didn't want to explore with Soul? I remember him saying that he's not going to give up their connection because their connection is good, so he doesn't want to end that. But I don't remember him ever saying that he did not want to explore Soul at all.
I feel like the only person we've heard say that in the edit that we're getting, okay, is Sincere. He's the only person that has told a partner, no, I don't want to explore her.
Okay.
What KC has said repeatedly is that he's not willing to lose what he has for something that may not be a thing, especially because he's not confident that Soul actually has interest in him. That is what he has said repeatedly.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't remembering wrong.
You're not. Okay, your tap break is over. You have 10 minutes in order to get to 150K. Kylie, I don't really think anything about it. No shade. I know that there are some people. I'm going to shut up after this and go to Lauren and then Peter.
Am I next?
No, Lauren is next and then you. No, it's not that it makes her the safe option. Y'all, I have a video about this. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep eating up the time on the live. I want the panel to be able to talk. I have a video talking to you about this. I don't think that it necessarily makes her the safe option though. I think that this has to do with his journey in the villa. Casey is experiencing, no worries. Casey is experiencing, I think he's a measured person. I think he is a person that likes to take risk when he's pretty sure of the outcome. He likes very safe risk, is what I think. And right now, Soul is not a safe bet. And so he is not going to take a bet that he doesn't know he can win. And that has nothing to do with Aniya and everything to do with how KC, I think, moves through the world. Which is why he's never left his hometown, right? He's just now trying to really stretch himself. This is what the man told us, okay? So I think that it's not about her being safe. It's about him keeping himself safe. He's far more calculated in the risk that he's willing to take. And not because it's gameplay. I think he just likes to feel stable. That's what I think.
He's protecting himself and her feelings at the same time.
Correct. And
redacting two birds with one stone.
Correct. And I want us to get off of, not that y'all are doing it in my life, but I do want to invite the opportunity for us to get off the train that only one of those two things can be right. Like, it's okay to hold both of those. You know what I mean? I think it's okay to hold both of those. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, somebody asked me something that I said I was going to answer, but ADHD. Sorry. Oh, what do I think about Aniya telling him about her dad's profession? Sorry. I don't really think anything about it. I know some people, y'all have 7 minutes to get to 150K. I know that some people feel like, some of my mutuals even feel like KC is rocking with Aniya. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lule. That KC is rocking with Aniya because of her dad and that he is safeguarding that information from everyone else. I don't know if that's true, y'all. I truly don't. She shared it so openly with KC that I don't think she's holding it like it's a secret. I don't know why she wouldn't have said it to anybody else. You know what I mean? I don't know why she would have told KC but then kept it a secret from everyone else. Like, why would they haven't been sitting around, like literally all they're doing is sitting around talking to each other. It doesn't come up. I don't know. Maybe it truly hasn't. Maybe KC's the only person in the villa that knows that. I don't know that I think that though. Yeah, I don't exactly, seventh letter. I don't think it was a secret or a flex. It's literally just her life and she's sharing about herself. That's what I think. But you know what? Yeah, KC is calculated, but not calculation is not always malicious. And I think that that's the point people are fucking up around. Thank you so much, Bubbles. As people perceive him as being calculated, which I would agree he is, it probably was a stretch for him to even come to this island. For real. But a lot of us are calculated. That doesn't mean that you're malicious. It just means that you are maybe a person, maybe a person that has dealt with a lot of instability in your life in one way or another. And so you are doing your very best to control outcomes at this point. And at 22, I can understand him not having worked through that yet. The boy's barely out of high school for real, right? He ain't but 4 years post, right? And they do psych evals on these people. They know exactly the dynamics that they're bringing together. Whether they end up in couples or not, just the fact that they're in the villa together is going to bring certain things to a head. Exactly, TB. And no shade, Alti, I disagree deeply and strongly with people that say KC doesn't like Aniya, because I'm not going to forget the way that man looked at her the first night when he first walked in that motherfucker. Before he knew anything about that girl other than what she looked like, he was clocking her. He was in there. He was locked the fuck in. I know y'all be struggling to feel like dark women, dark-skinned black women are desirable, but that is not true for KC. He knew and he synced and he pursued. He was shocked she wasn't behind his damn door. I need y'all. Anyway, Lauren, please give me your thoughts, my love.
Ooh, hey y'all. Let's give it we'll do a little palate cleanser. What is this show that we're talking about? Love Island, not edible arrangements. Production, if you're going to be all up in here, up in people's comments, up in people's videos, I'm saying it aloud. I don't want the food. And I'm tired of seeing it. And I'm going to stand on that because it's gross. And I just fucking do bubbles or something. Do neon, some glow in the dark shit. But enough of the food and enough of the sharing it because it's nasty. And, I'm sorry if I feel like I'm hooting and hollering, but god damn it, it's already gross enough this season. I don't know why I'm itched out, just grossed out watching it. Y'all just, where's the yearning, goddamn? Kenzie's hunching, okay? Why is she so thirst trapping over Corbin? Because she's hunching up and in there. And so girls, stop pretending. And I don't know why you're pretending to be Mel's friend either. Stop the hunching. How about that? Because Corbin GPT is not, I don't know, maybe he'll pick her, maybe he won't. But I'm tired of that storyline. And honestly, Caleb, I don't know you that much, but the girl's playing in your face. I also feel like Aniya gives me Jordan Woods energy, and we see what happens to those who keep those boundaries, who ask and stand on what they want, and who don't need confusion. So I feel like maybe Casey can give her clarity because that is what she's looking for. But get off my girl's jock, okay? She's also quite young, quite stunning, and I'm actually rooting for them. I feel like at first I was like, is Soul a good bombshell? But yesterday's episode showed me, well, maybe she is. Because is she perhaps persuading a little bit him just to explore a little bit, which I kind of don't want him to because I really like Aniya. However, if I'm watching the season, I don't think it would be necessarily a bad thing. I also liked how Trinity said I would put you two in it. Get that beans and toast out of my villa with that weird tongue. Ugh, you felt like a Joker card. Rawr, just coming at me, and I just don't want that. It was actually coming after all of us, and we should rebuke it. I want him out of my villa. Thank you for my Nirvana look, Bryce. My Tumblr early 2000s. But and I also liked your tea with Trinity. So I'm gonna let you stick around. I don't know if it's Endgame. You both were in the Tubi movie. So it could be destiny. I don't know. We'll see. But all I'm asking is for a change in the edible arrangements because I'm tired of seeing it. I want that Joker tongue English demon out of my villa. And I don't really care about Jen and Gabe. Like, who are they? Like, honestly, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? And I think those, and then for the sincerely not sincere, just liar, and melancholy, I wish them whatever they need while they're also outside of the villa. Because you're not going to make a triangle with Corbin and Kenzie, Dumb and Dumber, first grade reading level, and that hot level of toxicity. We don't need it. Because as much as this season feels like, and why are y'all so nasty with all the tongues? It's actually manageable. Like, I feel like the fandom hasn't made it unbearable. I'm really enjoying it. These past few weeks have been quite a bit of fun. And that's all I've got. Thank you for letting me talk, Tina.
Thank you. I agree. This season has felt a lot lighter for me. Those of you all that are feeling exhausted, check your spaces you're in, babe. Okay. Conserve that energy.
Also, seeing that tongue was just more proof that that man is a snake.
You know what I said? Okay, listen, I'm going to post the live reactions on YouTube soon. Don't ask me, okay? But I will say that something I said in my live react is y'all telling me that man got that tongue and he's lazy in bed. He said he couldn't handle being at that, what did he say? She's better because she's more often on her knees about Kata than him. So you mean to telling me you don't even visit downstairs, but so you just a waste. Just a waste.
Thank you.
Something ain't right. The math ain't nothing.
Listen.
Maybe we should have been talking about him the way we were talking about Gabe.
And then you being lazy? All that tongue scraping you doing, you was being extra by the tongue scraping and you don't even use it?
Maybe
we aware of that bullshit.
Maybe we should have been talking about him the way we were talking about Gabe. He's overcompensating for the lazy peen game. Horrible.
Huh? I thought you'd at least been a pescatarian or something, but you can't even do that. Are you for real?
Pescatarian is
like
great.
Wario from Super Mario with that tongue. Just get out of here. Gene. It's too much.
Okay, the fact that he said, okay, I'm about to give it to Peter. Gigi, I'm going to step away for a second. Will you just mod it? You can bring up a couple more people. The fact that he said when they were getting ready to head to the hideaway, how he hopes he doesn't arrive too early. Like,
get it together, young man.
Get a blue pill. Get him off the island or get him in a blue pill. But listen.
Someone said they think he has ED, and then someone on Threads was confused. I thought they were saying NED, and they were like, "No, honey, no."
Tina, do not step away before I cook.
Peter, Peter,
Peter, 3 minutes, Peter. 3 minutes.
Do not step away before I cook.
No,
I'm about to
go
cook.
Ahead. Peter, this ain't your kitchen. This ain't your kitchen.
Oh, Gigi, I'm smoke for you. Don't worry. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
I don't know if you know this. This is a tenocracy, okay? And I am head General Blockarella. Don't play with me, Peter. This is not the realm for you. Don't play with me. All right, you got 3 minutes. Tina, you got General and Lieutenant. Don't play with me. So, Peter, you have 3 minutes. I'm going to put 3 minutes on your timer. Go ahead, okay?
You're really doing that?
Go ahead.
You're really doing that to me? Like, seriously?
No, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead. Because I have to bring more people up.
No, but where's Tina? I told her I want to cook.
Well, this ain't your kitchen, so you better hurry up. I'm going to restart your time.
Right.
You better get it together.
Okay. The thing with Casey is at first, I'll give you credit. At first, I did think, I did say I think in some cases he is performative. I would definitely say that he is in some cases performative. Hold on a second, please.
Not as busy in the kitchen. Lord have mercy.
He's cooking.
Peter, are you trying to get a sous chef? What is happening? Is he looking
Sorry about that. Yeah. So, yeah, even though I think I was wrong about him, it's not that I don't trust him. I just think he's there for a good time. He's there to have fun. I mean, he did say that in an intro that he wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship, but if it comes, it comes. So I think he likes Aniya. I don't necessarily think that he's into her. I think it's like the same thing. Someone can love somebody and not be in love with them. You can like somebody and not be into them. So I think for him, he likes her, he's attracted to her, but I don't necessarily believe that he's into her. I do think he's hanging around because she is like a sort of safe option. Because I think on night one, he came in very confident. In night one, thinking that he was probably going to get someone was definitely going to be at his door. I think when that didn't happen, I think that kind of shook him a bit. So I think since now that he found Aniya, I think he's cautious about stepping outside of that and messing it all up for himself. So I don't think he's going to want to explore unless he's sure about who he's exploring with and that they actually like him. So I think that is his main issue. I don't think he wants to step outside of what him and Aniya have until he's very sure that it's going to work out for him. But yeah, I think definitely night one definitely did shook him. He got humbled night one, and I think that changed how he was going to play the whole his whole Love Island experience, not being picked. I've said from day one that Zach, I clocked Zach when he told Kate that he wants to close off, and then he came back next day and said he wants to close off. He's playing the game. I've said that from I've been saying that, and I keep saying that Zach is playing the game. He saw what happened to his brother Charlie when he got closed off, and he doesn't want to do that to himself. So he's trying his best. He doesn't want to seem. That is why he went for the blonde girl, even though he wasn't really attracted to her. He wants it to make perceived that he's exploring, but he's not because he's definitely not into her. And in terms of his relationship with Kada, I think the thing with him is that he doesn't the whole him not wanting to have sex with her. It all boils down to that. He's playing a game, and he knows that if he does have sex with her, and they do leave the villa.
Peter, you have to say smex. You can't say sex.
Oh, smex. This is why you think he's right. I don't think he's definitely into it. Again, he's here to play the game. He's there to build his following. He's there for the fame. He doesn't want to have sex with her because if he does have sex with her and she's developed any sort of feelings, and I don't think whoever he ends up with is going to continue outside the villa. So I think that is what he's scared of. If he has sex with her and then he leaves, it would be.
That's about 500.
They would view him as an ass to sleeping with this girl and then dumping her, just like the whole Sarah situation last year with Nick. So I think he's being very mindful in terms of him going for all of the couples. That's a strategy. He's going for Bryce. He went for Bryce and Kada because he see them. He's trying to break up as much couple as possible. Who thinks he's strong to get them out of the way to clear his path so he can win.
Peter, do I got to play the wrap it up music?
Hold on, I told you I was going to
because you only got 3 minutes, baby. Your fish grease is overheating.
Let me finish.
Your fish grease overheating. You got 15 seconds. Wrap it up. You got 15 seconons.
Let me finish. Okay. And as far as Love Island, they want a white winner. That is why they're pushing Kenzie so much. This year, they want a white winner. I'm sorry.
How we did that?
That's the whole point. They want a white winner this year, so they're going to keep pushing her. And so apart from who else? Yeah, not too much on Corbin. He's Jamaican. Not too much on him.
Peter, I'm gonna let you know that fish was undercooked, bro. You up here serving sushi? That fish was undercooked.
I don't know if that was cooking. That was microwaving.
I did cook. What are you talking about?
Boo! That was a microwave meal. That was a microwave meal. That was a microwave meal.
100% did cook. What are you talking about?
Homeboy serving beef stroganoff. He thought he was serving oxtails. He's serving beef stroganoff.
I clocked everyone. What are you talking about? I did cook.
Not the Stofers. Not he was giving Stofers, y'all. He was giving Stofers.
I did cook. What are you talking about?
Not the Marie Calendars. Oh, he got the Marie Calendars.
Oh my gosh. Y'all,
like
listen.
Kenzie being like, yes,
I'm
Caleb,
staying on
it's
Corbin.
just,
I don't
we
care.
got so much in common. And I wanted her to just say, you mean unmelanated. Is that that's what you're saying, Kenzie, right? Like, that's what you're saying to Caleb. Like, we all see it, right? Like, we hear you. But she's dumb as rocks, so who knows, man.
I've been telling y'all, and I know that y'all know if you've been rocking with me, that Kenzie is given, didn't you notice, was an all-white party? That's what Kenzie
they want her to win. So
and
they're going to
been
do
that
everything
since
to win.
she came into that motherfucker, okay? Which is why she was so... There's another blonde in here. You mean there's another white girl?
We have to save Kenzie's attorney. We have to save them. They don't know, apparently.
Like, that is all that she's excited about, is not being the only one anymore. But I think, if Kenzie keeps playing her cards the way she's playing them right now, I think Caleb is going to move around. And I think if Caleb moves around, then they don't have the MAGA win like they thought they would. No shade.
Caleb's not playing with that girl. I don't really like it, but he's not playing. He gave her one business day to get it together.
Like her. He doesn't like her, and there's nobody for him.
He doesn't.
That's why she only got one.
There's nobody in the villa for him. So
I wouldn't.
I don't think none of the girls are checking for him in that villa.
I don't think the girls are not checking for him because they were trying to push him to Kenzie. I don't know that he wouldn't check for anybody and that they wouldn't allow themselves to be checked for. I don't know that.
They say Kenzie's like, how dare you not be into blondes? And I think Caleb feels the same way too. He's like, how you like him over me?
Because he literally told Jen she's the prettiest. So like, I don't think that there's nobody in the village checking for that man.
Be for real.
I don't know. And then he definitely called Aniya's name, joke or not. He could have called anybody's. I mean, listen, I'm just saying. When they were in the kitchen and they were talking about making food, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, well, one of those plates is for Aniya." He's like, "Oh yeah, actually, both of these are for Aniya." That just made me wonder, like, why she came up. Anyway. Exactly, Cowbellin, exactly. So yeah, we'll see. If he even makes it. As far as we know, there is a couple getting dumped sometime this week, and it's probably going to be Gabe and Jen because they're giving literally nothing. So I think that is, and in all the polls, they're like the last couple. So I think that it's just going to be them by default,
So for the next recoupling, is the mission to break up Kata, the Slim Reaper, and Zach? No. So we can get off the show. We want to keep them? Okay.
No. For me, I don't care about both of them leaving. No shade.
Oh, I see.
I feel bad for Trinity because that's like her bestie now that Bay is gone. But oh well. I'm not like,
because for me, Kata had a lot of potential when she came into the villa that for me personally as a viewer she has not lived up to. So I don't care if she goes home. You know?
Yeah, no, same. And y'all know I was riding for my Haitian princess, but she ain't really give nothing for me.
Sorry, but she's giving a bird. It's giving bird. How are you having this guy say that comment to you in the bed? And followed by Zach is feeling a little lighter. What? So you ain't heard him?
I don't love the fact that Zach is running circles around her, and when she is fact checking, because she's also doing it too, she's hearing him say a thing and then she's like, that's weird. And then when she asks him about it and he gives her some ridiculously not even good answer, she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I'm like, baby, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Listen to yourself. It doesn't make sense. And
Especially last night when he was talking about why he chose Anaya and KC. If I was her, I would have been like, that reasoning could apply to us. So what do you feel like I'm a safe option?
And it was rude.
Exactly.
It was honest, but it was rude.
Listen, this is why I didn't. I don't know if it was y'all or if I was in Ginger's live when I had questioned if she's her daddy's first family or second family, because she's giving second family behavior. Y'all know how listen. Y'all know how I feel about. I love my Haitian men, but y'all already know they trifling. So she's giving first family. She's giving second family behavior. All my Haitians in the chat know what I mean. She's giving second family behavior. Hold them down the way you can hold them down. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna rotate all of my non-subscribers. Thank you for coming up. I'm gonna rotate you for new people. Appreciate y'all.
No, when I say that, I don't mean about her white mom. I'm talking about her Haitian daddy. I'm talking about her Haitian daddy, and if you know, you know.
Not doing what he needed to do.
He's given. That's my second family.
Y'all, I just, anyway, let me shut up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Me.
Erica, hi, my love. I feel like you haven't been up in a long time.
No, I have not. But no, I've been in the. I'm always here. I'm always scoping it out.
Yeah, period. Okay, I am gonna go from top down. We'll do CJ, and then I feel like Barbara Batty. Are you new to my panel? You've never been on the panel before, right?
No, I haven't. This is my first time.
So we will do CJ, Barbara Batty, and then Erica. Go ahead, CJ.
Can
give me
we
your
do a quick housekeeping first? Sorry, because I forgot to mention. I apologize, CJ. So I did talk a little bit, and I was ragging on Peter. Peter, forgive me. It's all love. But in 5 minutes, we're going to start a new tap goal. New tap goal is going to be 200K. You're going to have 15 minutes to get us there. So you're going to get to 15 minutes after the hour, but you have a 5-minute break still. At the top of the hour, we're going to start a new tap goal, which is going to be 200K. Just want to let you know.
Love it. Okay, CJ, give me your thoughts, my love.
I don't have that much to say since I have a BJJ class later. But Kenzie, I just want to talk about Kenzie because I feel like y'all touched on everybody else.
Do it.
I'm just going to say something about Kenzie, right? First things first, if she says, I don't know what it's like to have two men again, it's pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Tina. I'm tired of hearing that phrase. If you don't know what it's like, pick one and then move on, bruh. You talking too much. All right, boom. Number 2. The entire conflict that she has between picking Corbin or Caleb is fake. Her actual conflict is the fact that, okay, I have this man that I can treat as my boy toy that I am sexually attracted to, right? Right, and we were getting it on, right? And then I have Caleb, who's my type on paper, who's maybe not, doing it for her in the bed that she wants to. That's just me. Because I feel like her entire thing with Corbin, it's not a real relationship. She just likes him for you feel me? That's it. Yeah, that's really all I have to say for real. She really I just need to see her off my screen, I'm gonna be honest. But she could do her thing. With Caleb doesn't even like her like that for real. But yeah, that's my thing.
I don't disagree with you, CJ. I feel like, yeah, Kenzie, y'all, Corbin, absolutely. And he's about to get his feelings hurt, it looks like. And honestly,
Like, Corbin needs to lock in on his thing with Melanie, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be. I don't care, about him getting his feelings hurt. To be perfectly honest, you feel me? Because I seen how you looked at Aniya and Trinity. I don't care about you. So yeah, he's about to get his feelings hurt when it comes to Kenzie. He's at some point going to need to recognize that she is literally just fetishizing him, and that's not gonna keep him on the island. And that's what matters, right? maybe he's okay.
It's just weird. It's just weird to me. Like you touched on it too. We touched on it last time. Why do you keep on referring yourself as like an animal? As like I want to feel like prey. That's weird. That is weird. Like, also, one thing I peeped too, when Corbin first off, I don't like how he keeps on asking for kisses. She said no, drop it, right? But anyways, when Corbin kept on asking for kisses and he was like, why? You can tell that Kenzie was kind of like getting off on that. The fact that like she's rejecting him in the moment. And then she was like, oh, why didn't you kiss me? Cause you said no. What are you talking about? Why didn't I kiss you? It's giving, I want to feel like I'm prey. I want to feel like you're hunting me. I want to feel like a gazelle being chased by a lion. It makes no sense. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for it.
Okay, I think, was it Renice in the comments that said that Casa is coming next week?
Next week.
I don't know how they know that, but I feel like that's what she said. The 22nd. It's coming on the 22nd, Casa. Okay, so yeah, that's next week.
That's early.
I mean, that'll be
Isn't
week
it?
3. That'll be week 3.
Oh, it is only 6 weeks. I forgot. Can I clock Corbin too? Nobody on God's green earth has ever called himself a Jablasian before. He made that shit up.
Y'all are saying that it's gonna be out in select theaters.
Yeah.
They're doing too much now. I don't know, but they're putting it out in theaters.
Cause who are they feeling like, for real? Like,
I'll be watching from the comfort of my home.
Hold on, wait a minute. So they're putting the new Avatar movie in theaters, but they're gonna put this bullshit in theaters.
Yes.
I can't see Prince Find Daddy Zuko on a big screen, but I gotta watch this bullshit. I can't.
They're not? Did you?
I thought it was AI, but it is definitely real. And okay.
Wow.
I saw an advertisement for it earlier on TikTok, and I was like, y'all are being really weird now because y'all are making enough money off of Peacock, and then we're constantly on your app trying to get these they're not ugly, these stupid people off of the freaking island, and now you're gonna put it in theaters. Y'all are weird.
And y'all know Shade Alti, y'all saying that it would have been good for season 7. I disagree. Because Casa last season felt like a here damn because we are over here just struggling on the island. Like, that would have been terrible to watch in theater. Okay, I guess. All right. So what, the rest of us just wait longer? They're going to pay to watch it in theaters early, and then it's still just going to be on the show anyway?
And spoil it. Because you know they can't keep nothing to themselves.
I can't fast forward through some bullshit? Okay, never mind. I can't.
Right. Are they still going to show the mayonnaise commercial? Because then I really know I don't want to pay.
You could go somewhere with that come here mayo shit. I can't.
What are y'all talking about?
Anyway, okay, so they're gonna have it in theaters. Good for them. Anyway, yeah, okay. All right. I agree, CJ. Kenzie is definitely, just like I said last night, Corbin is a good time, and Caleb is who she takes home.
A side piece. I mean, look at how they were going to soul ties immediately. She was ready, right?
Yeah.
But in front of people, now it's a problem.
Yeah, they're saying, y'all, that we're good. So they're still gonna have Casa on the regular show, but they're going to have Casa Amor, I guess, early in the theaters. I don't know what the point is other than to get a bag, and people are going. So now I don't know how they're gonna keep anybody from bootlegging. So they don't know how to do it.
Wait, Gigi, did you say that they're not putting Avatar in theaters?
They're not. They put it behind a paywall online.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, so Bino is saying, are you telling me that it's not coming out early? It's coming out the same day? These people are just paying to watch it together?
Kenzie, let me go back to Kenzie for a second. She thinks that she's going to be able to drag Caleb along all these days and nights But what she don't realize is Kayla will move on quickly and snatch up Jen, and she'll be left with her little side piece that she will not be winning the show with because nobody likes that NPC. He has to go.
Hold on, Tina, bad. I think I got an opportunity for us.
What?
Listen, we could do a watch party. If niggas is willing to pay for $20 to go
You
to
know
the theater, we could charge for admission and your commentary. I'm just saying.
You know what?
I'm just saying. W's in the chat if you would charge to watch it with Tina. If you would pay to watch it with Tina and her commentary. I'm just saying.
To watch Love
I'm
Island, I
just
can watch on my
saying.
phone. Like, wasting money.
Google
Wait a
Meet.
minute.
A Zoom
Hold on.
party.
W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
Going to theater.
Let us know your budget, people.
See, Tina, the populace has spoken. Your people have spoken, Tina.
We're not taking votes.
It sucks
Tina,
because
your
she's a
people
good
have
person.
spoken.
She's not trying to take her money because she's a good person.
It's a galaxy for entrance, yo. One galaxy for admission. I'm just saying.
Y'all are ridiculous. I can't.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Anyway, okay. So they are, listen, I feel the same, Christine. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so basically they're doing watch parties, cutesy, love that for them. We'll all be watching from the comfort of our homes. Yeah, anywho, Barb, give me your, Barbara Batten, give me your thoughts, my love.
Okay, thank you for having me as well. So, in my name, Barbara Batty, I am a barber. So, I've been cutting hair for like almost 20 years. And so, I have like a sensitivity towards men. You know, like I'm not like a pick me or anything like that, but I do feel like I can understand how men are not able to, they take a lot of their own emotional responsibilities to the chest. They do not depend on women. They can't depend on their homeboys. They have to be responsible for their own emotions all the time. Where we as women, we get to have friends. We get to have people who kind of pacify us, things like that. And I feel like that's what's happening to Casey and Aniya. I feel like Casey is being responsible with Aniya. I think he's showing her that he cares about her. He's always complimenting her, bringing her breakfast. You look beautiful today. All of that stuff. And I swear I didn't hear her compliment him once until she said to him that one time, I like everything about you. And that was the first time I heard a compliment from her. And I think that he's just trying to be emotionally mature as he could be, because he's only 22. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, she is kind of guilt tripping him a little bit, and it's kind of passive aggressive. I like Aniya, but I do think that it's a bit much, because it's like you gotta gotta hold some of that on your own. You gotta kind of hold some of that, take it to the chest. Like he's not doing anything wrong, so you can't make him feel guilty when he's actually not doing anything wrong, you know? Unpopular hot take, I kind of like Corbin and Kinsey on the screen because they are like comedic relief to me. Corbin is a bird, and I don't think I've called a man a bird before, but he is a bird, and I think he is so fun. Him and Kinsey's dialogue is just so stupid. It's just so dumb that I'm always laughing, because Kinsey is like, she's kind of an airhead. She's kind of like, I might be dating myself, but back in the day when Jessica Simpson was on a TV show and she was like, is tuna really tuna, or is it chicken at the sea? You know, I feel like that's what Kinsey's giving me. And then Corbin is like Johnny Bravo. I don't know. I just feel like they make me laugh. Now, as far as Zach is concerned, I think he is the biggest hater. I don't know if he's in it for real or if he's just really playing the game at this point, because the fact that he has tried to like cause problems between two relationships is already, you know, it's a red flag. And I feel also too, going back to the KC thing, it's kind of hard when your peers are pressuring you. You know what I mean? Your peers are pressuring you. He sat down with Soul was like, you never know what you'll miss out on. basically saying like, I liked you when I first walked in. And then all of a sudden he gets thrown under the bus by Zach at the challenge. Like, you liked her, but you didn't pursue her. And so I think he's kind of like also having his own experience where he's trying to figure out, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? Like, and I feel like it's unfair for him to feel all that pressure and then be feeling guilty at the same time. I don't know. I think that's it. Kata's in love with Zach, and I don't know why, but I hope she finds better. I hope we can get him off the island. The rest of them, I can't even remember who they are. Oh, Sincere is hilarious to me because he just cannot tell the truth to save his life. You could put him in complete danger and be like, we could get out of here if you could just tell the truth one time. He can't do it. He just won't be able to. But that's pretty much Melanie. I'm so glad that we've wrapped that story up. I don't really want to drag it on anymore. Like, I hope she finds someone. I hope they figure that out because that story just dragged on too long for me. And that's pretty much it. That's all my takes on it.
Thank you for giving us your takes.
No problem. Thank you for having.
Of course.
Don't get mad at
That a
me.
little.
Whoa. What did y'all say?
Oh,
Hey,
I want to. Oh Lord, can I rebut that a little bit?
I'm gonna let you come. I'm gonna let us all come back, but I do want Erica and Dark Skin to go.
I
Okay.
said I was gonna say something that has nothing to do with that.
What?
Don't get mad at me, but I was so distracted by you using half that tube of lip gloss, and all I could think was, "What, is Chris coming home soon or something?"
He's already home.
You see, it was. Hold on, Tina. Wait a minute. Why is it I get a shut up, Gigi, every time I bring it up? But when Bad says it's cute and funny, it's a kiki. He already home. Why is it I get a shut up?
I'm about to drop the panel, y'all.
But where you at? Listen. Side note, you guys have 11 minutes. 11 minutes. No, am I mathing wrong? Sorry, 6 minutes. Y'all have 6 minutes. I'm mathing wrong. Y'all have 6 minutes to get another 10K up on this board, or else I'm cutting off the comments.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do Erica, Dark Skin, and then K Boogie. Put it in your notes app, so when I come back to you, you remember. Okay, Erica, please give me your thoughts, my love.
Hi, hey Tina. So I have converted my friend over to your lives. This is her season watching. She'd be waiting on me. She'd be like, where's Tina at? I'd be like, she's coming, honey. You need to subscribe. Maybe you'll get some more content. So this season is better feeling than last season, but I had to get curious, as you say. I had to get curious about my feelings towards Aniya, and my best friend, she was talking to me. She was like, well, Erica, she's probably in the environment, like when she talks about her upbringing, she's probably in those white adjacent environments. And she's probably experienced things, and she's just not secure. She's not going to get over there in 12 days and have to say, you know what? I'm going to stop being hard on her. Because I was like, girl, don't you get that man like you? I don't think Casey's a bad guy. I think he's actually a genuine guy. I think he's actually a genuine guy. No, I think he's actually a genuine guy. No, I think he's actually a genuine guy. No, 2-year-old we had on the screen. That was questionable every day. But hey, that's okay. But we're getting on this 22-year-old for communicating better. Okay. So I genuinely think he's doing the best he can, and I think it's just going to take time. Maybe it's not going to happen on the show. Maybe they're going to do it outside. But everybody be happy. We have a beautiful black couple once again really trying to play the game the best they can. I do think they should explore. That's the premise of the show. But hey, they're doing the best they can. Get off their backs. Now that Melanie, I would prefer she had went home. We can never stay on one accord. But that's fine. As long as she stays over there with that NPC, I'm fine. You know what? Disingenuous. Don't you bring that bullshit back on here one more time. I'm so sick of him. Disingenuous makes me genuinely sick. Because he is genuinely such a little F-boy. Him, Corbin, Bryce is, I don't know what the fuck he is, honestly. He's just there. He's just floating through the atmosphere, and Trinity's just over there with him. I'm just like, baby, hello, I need you to get away from that 29-year-old man and floating in the atmosphere and saying random things. But she is a key. She does make me laugh every episode, though. I'd be like, it's daylight savings, best friend. She said, Erica, please shut up. I said, but it is. When I don't want to do my job, it was daylight savings. But I love her to death for that. But I think she still needs to get away from Bryce. Soul, I saw the one that Gigi was talking about with the Grim Reaper. I was just like, that girl is not even giving bombshell. As everyone says, she gives OG. She's not doing anything wrong. She's communicative. She is talking the best she can. Do I wish she would have really went in there on some steal your man energy, looking like Halle Berry? Yes, I do. I do wish she went in there and really shook some stuff up. She shook it up regardless, but I really wish she would have went in there and stepped on some toes for real. Not with just Melanie. Melanie, anybody can step on her toes. That's just Melanie. But, and then Kenzie, do I even want to talk about that one? Like somebody said, she is Cassie, Sydney Sweeney in one. She is her. She is the character. That is her. She is a dodo bride. She is, like, her and Corbin, like, I want Corbin with Melanie for the peace, but I want those two dodo birds to go be dodo birding together. Because what are y'all doing? And all I can hear when Corbin says is ladies, ladies. That's all I hear when he talks. That's all I hear. I turn down the volume on the screen so I don't have to hear him. And I say, has he stopped talking? Okay. And turn it back up. Because I can't take him seriously every time he speaks. Because he's always asking for a kiss or he gets this disingenuous fucking low voice. It just upsets me. It really does something to me. And I just hate it. So I think this is a better season overall, but it's just, I think Costa has to come. I really hope Soul leaves disingenuous. I'm so sorry I said the wrong name, disingenuous. I hope she leaves him at the front door. I hope Melanie goes home. I hope someone breaks her little heart. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. She can go home or someone can break her heart. I don't care. She got to get out of here. I want Casey and Aniya to explore and then come back to each other so that they know, hey, you good right here. I forgot that Zach. I can't stand him. He's a side character, but he's a detrimental side character. He pokes the bear. He does too much. He's upsetting. He wants to stay. He wants to win because I think he's trying to win for his brother because his brother got kicked off twice early, actually, and he was darn near bullied by the villains. So, oh well. Yeah, and Kata, she is a disappointment, as Gigi said. Please, honey, I thought you were coming in there with bad bitch energy. You've come in there and been a simp. Ugh, disappointed. Yeah.
So we literally just do not even talk about Jen and Gabe, and that's why we all know that they're going to be the first couple to go.
I'm so sorry, I did forget about it. Genuinely forgot they were on the island.
Like, what? I forget that they're even there.
All they have to do is kiss. She don't speak Spanish. That's all they have to do. And for him to pet her like a...
They give literally nothing. They give literally nothing.
And they're very incompatible.
That's too bad. Yeah, Trinity and Kata were side-eyeing them on behalf of Bea, but Trinity was right. Like, Bea's gone. You know, what is he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, exactly. Which couple? No, Jen and Gabe. Jen and Gabe. And Gabe was like, I've never been told I'm not somebody's type. You couldn't believe that.
He was feeling like he was having a Kinsey feeling.
They're asking if two couples go home, who do we think it will be? I'm gonna let Dark Skin go, and then I want the whole panel and Destiny, and then the whole panel to answer this question. I think if two couples go home, it's going to be Jen and Gabe for sure, easy. I could see it being Melanie and Corbin, or Kenzie and Caleb. But Kenzie has a pretty big fan base, you know.
She does?
Y'all know how they was campaigning for Iris last year. We were all like, huh? How did they end up in the final four?
One of them is Bad's mascot.
Exactly.
They are.
So, well, Melanie does have a big fan base, but bigger than, I don't know. I don't know. You know, they be wanting the all white party, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I don't know how to say this username. They aren't letting both of the white women go. One of them has to stay.
Well, y'all
Until
know
the
good and
end.
well. Y'all know good and well that they cannot manipulate the vote, but they could, if they had two couples in the bottom, leave it up to the Islanders to decide which couple goes. And which
No,
couple.
I think they mean the voters, like the public, are not going to let two.
Yeah. I think they're gonna rally behind her. You feel me? So I could see, I mean, Jen and Gabe is a duh. But I think definitely either between Melanie and Corbin, which I would think probably most, because Melanie has a fan base, but I don't think Corbin does really. Or Kenzie and Caleb.
You know what, Tina? She might have a fan base with Courtney. They say, I just love them together. They are so they're so couple goals. I say, what have they done in one episode?
The birdies like Corbin. The pigeons.
All I gotta say is, ladies, that's what he is here for.
He is such a can I get a hug ass man. It irritates my soul. Like, can I get a hug? Like, shut up. Oh my God. Be quiet.
I wrote notes last night, and in my notes, it literally said, he's such a can I get a kiss ass nigga. Because, Rose, come on.
Yeah, so that's who I see. Okay, Dark Skin, give me your thoughts, and then Destiny.
So my chain is fake because I really haven't been watching the episode. The last things I seen was After Sun. And that's because I really like Bia, y'all. And she went live, and I just feel like, well, it's really nothing else because they're not really giving me Trinity and Bryce. And I'm tired of fighting for my life, you know, against y'all, against everybody, you know. I did come up here. Yeah, you, Tina.
I was catching strays.
I did have a question for y'all about Bryce, but don't all answer you right now. About if Bryce didn't really like Trinity, why would he be so insecure? Like, why would he have all these feelings? But like I said, don't answer right now. Yeah, I really like Bia. I really hate going on the internet, but I do have my TikTok locked down because I don't get nothing, like nothing at all that I don't want to see. Only time I get something is on Instagram. I really hate it going through Instagram. I do watch the first look and they're just like, oh, Bia, she just has Melanie's name in her mouth. She's obsessed. I hate it. And I can't be cussing everybody out because they will eventually take my Instagram away from me. And I don't, yeah, I've been in here. I'm quick to call somebody a bitch ass. But I don't really have an opinion on Aniya. You know, I keep away from that. That's not my thing. I like Soul. I do like Soul. I don't know why we did that. Why did we put her with the liar? Oh, and another question. Since we all want Melody gone, right? Why don't we also want Insecure gone or Insincere? What's his name? Sincerity?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't everybody else want Sincerity gone? I don't know if you already answered that, Tina, because you know I just came in. Like, isn't that misogynistic that we only want the woman gone, but then nobody's talking about the man being gone? He's been lying and playing, scheming. He's a Todd. Who else? I don't have a problem with Kenzie, y'all. I said it. I don't have a problem with Kenzie. She hasn't done nothing. She just been minding her business and getting pounded. And that's her business. You know what I'm saying? She's been getting pounded and she's locked in with Corbin. Corbin is a bot and he's doing his thing. So I like toys too. And so does she. Who else? Oh, yeah, Jen and Gabe is going to go. I was going to answer that question. I know everybody's supposed to answer. Yeah, it's going to be Jen and Gabe. And I don't know what Gabe's going to do when he has to look at my girl in the face and say why he was over here kissing. Why was you kissing? That's it. I yield my time. But I'm up here so I don't have to be in comments jail.
You about to make me lead the group chat talking about you like Kenzie.
I said I don't have a problem with her, is what I said.
She gonna be a one-person group chat.
Don't play
It's
with
gonna be a
me.
one-person group chat.
Don't play with
Unless
me.
you
Gigi,
got
you
unless
and
you
your
got $20.
whale comments.
Unless you got $20 to keep me in there.
I just want y'all to know. I made
Unless you
my
got
own group chat
$20.
because why do they have a group chat and they don't have me in it? So I said, you know what? I'm for
You
the
getting
freedom.
off
So
topic.
I created my own group chat because yeah.
You getting off topic.
Also,
Kenzie's attorney is the only Kenzie stan I will be in community with.
I'm not. I said I don't have a problem with the girl. But wait, hold on. I got a couple more minutes left. Listen, y'all. Wait.
I thought she yielded her time. I could have sworn she said I yield my time.
Say Peacock took the opportunity because they know we all alone. We're all lonely and depressed. And so they said, let's do it at the movies. Don't go to the movies. Don't spend your money there. And they won't do this to us no more. Okay? Because they know.
Girl, did you hear?
They know we're depressed, y'all.
Did you hear what's going on?
I got a couple more minutes, Gigi. Let me finish my minutes. Yeah, don't go to the movies. If you're gonna be sad, just go to the bar. They be playing it at the bar. Go there. Or like Gigi said, go on Tina, send a galaxy. All right.
Listen, I was just about to tell you. That's right. Send a galaxy. Listen, she gonna provide commentary too. Tina gonna provide commentary between the commercials to make sure we all one band, one sound, so that y'all understand. Because sometimes comprehension be lacking when y'all watch these episodes. That's why I gotta check in with Tina. So I'm just saying that, you know, if Tina were to do this and to host this, I'm saying I'm collecting galaxies at the door. One galaxy per entry. Plus tax.
Tip
so it's
optional.
Gonna be a galaxy, exactly. Tip optional. It's gonna be a galaxy and a donut plus tax. The donut's a tax.
We're running this stuff like Europe. Tips are optional.
Okay, y'all are ridiculous. I'm about to answer your questions, dark skin. Number one, I'm gonna tell you why I did it. I put Soul with Sincere because the point of the vote was to leave Melanie vulnerable, so she was the person that went home. And at the very least, to break the two of them up. I could not. I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to do it. Y'all are ruining my island experience. No, thank you. As far as why I don't really care whether or not Sincere goes home just yet, it's because he's not the person terrorizing my villa, even though he's terrorizing that girl. I'm sorry. I know that sounds shady. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. He is not making her have a good time. I get it. But she is also making sure nobody has a good time. And that I don't like. You got to regulate yourself, mamas. You got to deal with your shit between you and your person. Okay? What was your other question?
Question was for my loving couple, Bryce. Y'all keep saying Bryce don't like, well, I'm not you, but the internet keeps saying Bryce don't really like Trinity. But how is he so insecure if he don't like her? You know what I'm saying? Why he feel this way if he don't like her?
Okay, not Sincere. Y'all done wrote his name in the comments. Now I'm saying it. Okay. Ooh, Recess. I think it's supposed to be Recess. Anyway, I'm going to answer that. The reason why Bryce is insecure is because Bryce is insecure regardless of Trinity. He's just an insecure man. And I think that everybody was clocking Kenzie's tea. Everybody was clocking Kenzie's tea about how she was going through it about not being the preference. That's literally the experience Bryce is having with Trinity.
You know what?
But Trinity is telling him, well, actually, you know what? I've never heard Trinity tell him, like, no, you are my preference. She just says, well, how do you think I feel?
I like, yeah, right? And so he is, shout out to Bryce, right? How do I say this? I'm gonna get deep for like 2 seconds. Y'all know how, if you've been in my life, you've heard us talk about the culture of whiteness before. And you know that I don't know if you all interact with white people in your regular life, right? I don't know how old you are, but depending on how old you are, you probably know that a lot of times one of the first questions you get asked when you meet someone for the first time is like, oh, what do you do? There are certain markers in white culture that are measurements of who you are as a person, period, full stop. Just culturally, that is true. Bryce is 29, a DJ, a sometimes electrician, and a model. I think he's having an experience in and of itself about that. And he's, clock it, Danny. And he's in this villa with a bunch of young bucks. And he's not the preference of the person that he's with. I think he carries insecurities, period. And it is only amplified. And I think that's part of his individual experience. I haven't made a video about him, but that's part of what I think his individual experience is in the villa, is around tending to that insecurity and y'all stop it, and showing up, right? So that's why I think he shows up I think he would show up that way no matter whom he was with. Outside of maybe Kenzie, maybe not Kenzie, because he was Kenzie's type. Kenzie just didn't like that turtle tongue. But other than that, I think he would be that way about anybody he was with in the villa, because I think that is his own shit. Okay, somebody asked me in the comments, hold on, it was a good question. Recess, where is it? Oh
While
my.
you're looking for that, just know that y'all gonna have a new tap goal at 30 at the half hour mark. Y'all gonna have a new tap goal, and it's $397 in y'all, so it's gonna be $275, and y'all gonna get 15 minutes at the 30-minute mark.
Ice those thumbs. Get ready.
Okay, Reese's, you said Mel's not really acting out though. Correct. We are not getting Mel acting out on our screen this season. Okay. I'm going to just paint a couple of things for you, right? I am clear. My perspective, production does not want us to relive season 7. The general public talked about how traumatizing that shit was for months after the season ended, right? That it was not a good time. Actually, it was not fun, right? So no, we're not getting it on our screen, but we also are listening to the Islanders in the villa, right? I'm going to tell you just a couple off the top of my head. Bryce said she turned that villa upside down for a week because he talked to that girl. Okay. She was voted as the chaos agent by the boys in the pie challenge. Okay. KC damn near sprinted across that villa to keep her from going upstairs. Okay. When she was talking to Aniya and she got up to go up them stairs, Aniya said, and Bea goes, where's she going? She going upstairs. God, she just needs to stop. Okay. Okay. And Bea and Trinity, when we even started at the fire pit, Bea said if that was sincere, no, Trinity said if that was sincere, she would lose it. And Bea said, yeah, she would interrupt that conversation immediately. She's been being a chaos, and we just are not watching it on our screen. But if we listen to the context clues of our Islanders, we know what they are experiencing, even if we are not seeing it. So just because we're not watching it on our screen doesn't mean they're not experiencing it. And they have said that time and time again. Now, Aniya, you're right. I forgot about that one, LaShawn. See, I was just doing it on top of my head. Then Aniya said to what's their names? Melanie and
Disingenuous.
She said, y'all are toxic. All y'all do is fight. Your communication sucks. Melanie told us, I've been crying for the last week, when they had only been in the villa for a week. There is a level of, and I talked about it last night, I don't know if you were here, but there is a level of like, so you know what, Kayshana, I don't disagree with you, but here's the thing. When Bea tried to directly clock her about something, the internet called Bea a bully. So I don't think that production is giving that up this season, to be perfectly honest. They watched the way that people talked about Shelly and Alandria last season, and they didn't even clock shit directly. I don't think they're giving us that this season. No shade. Right. Right. That's another one. Mel told Soul, I don't want to have beef with you. I don't want to fight with you. And Soul is like not having that energy with her at all. Like she has a one-sided beef with Soul. Mind you, about a fucking man. You should be mad at, your beef should be with that man. But you're mad at Soul, which is exactly what she did to Kata when Kata came in. You're mad at Kata. She don't even want your man. She is all over that man Zach's body. She don't want your man. Thank you for the gift, right? So Melanie has just, you know, we read books, so we know how to read context clues, right? No, I don't. I disagree. I don't think it's a figure of speech because when we watched the pie challenge, I know that y'all are smart. When we watched the pie challenge, when Soul started crying, everybody got off of their podium except for Melanie. Everybody got off their podium to check on Soul except for Melanie. She absolutely was icing that girl and had the villa behind her to an extent. When the shit happened with Kata called her directly out. Kata said it's fake love. And then
You want better.
Okay.
Bea said it in Aftersun. When they asked her about it, she said, now you know the girl will burn down the villa.
And then she looked at Sean and she said, and you know I'm telling the truth. And Sean
Nobody disagreed.
So I just want us to, no shade all tea. Let me hope.
Can I speak on that thing I was talking about earlier?
Hold on real quick. Let me finish this thought. So let me just, so I want to listen, y'all. We know how to do context clues. So no, she is not crashing out on the scene. We're not witnessing it. And I think it is dishonest to say that she is not asking the villa to co-regulate with her. Melly, that's why they got blocked. She's asking the villa to co-regulate with her rather than being able to regulate herself more, right? Which is why when she said, give me 10, give me 10, give me 10, she was so dysregulated that she went to the girl that she knows don't fuck with her just because she needed somebody to co-regulate with her. She needs to develop that skill. And I think that that's part of what she's also stretching in this season too. And I think that they are fatigued by it as much as they like her. It also is going to be exhausting that somebody is constantly asking you to help them calm their emotions and to hold space for their emotions. And no shade all tea, because we hardly ever hear that girl checking for anybody else's emotions. Matter of fact, in the last thing, and then K Boogie, do your thing. When they were sitting at that fire pit after the bed challenge, and Melanie was in her feels because Sincere was upset with her. And Aniya said to the group, can I admit that I'm scared? And they said, yeah, I think we're all scared. Melanie never said anything. She's deadpanned, straightforward, right? Because she's in her emotions, right? But nobody said, wow, yeah, girl, I am scared. They didn't invite her to talk about her emotions. They stayed firmly with their hand on that girl's back because they expect Aniya to be able to regulate herself, because that's what they've experienced so far, right? They haven't experienced the same thing with her. And I think that if we're looking at all of these different islanders saying these different things and alluding to these same experiences, we have to be able to put all the pieces together and begin to see what the story actually is. And I'm glad they're not putting it on our screen. I never want to see it. But I'm also not foolish enough to think that it's not happening just because I don't see it personally. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Y'all have 10 minutes to get to 250K, 45 after the hour. K Boogie, go ahead and give me your thoughts, my love.
Okay, so I just wanted to talk about how someone said they're glad that it's over with the Melanie Sincere thing. And I just want to say, it's not over. There's no way that it's over. If we really look at her and what she's doing, anytime Soul and Sincere are having a conversation, she's glancing at them, she's watching them. She slept outside. She's not fully immersing herself with Corbin 100%. If you really pay attention to their conversations, there are so many instances where I think she's trying to downplay her emotions right now, but something's going to happen between her and Sincere where they're going to have a conversation. He's going to get her hopes back up and she's going to re-crash out. There's no way that you're looking at Sincere and Soul together, fully coupled up, and still go and ask this woman if they kissed. They're in a couple now. There's no way they're not going to kiss, especially when he constantly kissed her basically behind her back. It's going to keep happening until one of them leaves the villa, in my opinion. But that was all that I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. I agree. I think we're getting it at the first look. And let me also say this, y'all, because I am explicitly naming the things I see with Melanie. that doesn't make Melanie a bad person. I want to be clear about that. It doesn't make her a bad person. Melanie is what, 24 years old? It just makes her exhausting. It just makes her exhausting and not fun for a person like me to watch. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't enjoy, who else was it that said, oh, Beatrice talked about like her being on an emotional roller coaster. Oh, I guess, I don't know if you watched After Sun, but Beatrice did allude, she said, she goes on an emotional roller coaster, and it's not helping her, but if you try to tell her that, then she gets mad at you. So there have been moments where people have pulled her to the side and tried to say like, hey, like, chill out, like maybe be a little bit more even keeled, but she doesn't want to hear it, has been the report that we've gotten so far, that her counterpart did not refute. I'm just going to say that because Sean was there with her. It doesn't make her a bad person, because this is not about like character. These are just behaviors, right? It doesn't necessarily mean something about you as a person yet, right? She is young. I'm always going to have the optimism that you can grow and develop. It's just exhausting to watch for me. And that's just with the little bit we are seeing, So I do empathize with the Islanders who don't get to turn her off at the end of the night, or, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Destiny, hello, my love. Please give me your thoughts.
Hey. Okay, so I didn't know if I paid for my subscription, so I was like, is she gonna let me up? But I did, so it's fine. What was I gonna say? Okay, so first things first, I'm very not conflicted. I think I just see both sides with the Aniya and Kiki thing. And not both sides, and like one is right, one is wrong, but more so like Casey, like I feel like can be more honest with her, but in what's going on, I just feel like it's not as bad that it needs to be like, oh, Casey ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he could be more honest. He could be more open. He's not overtly like just dead ass just lying like Sincere is. So it's a bit more, I guess, digestible for me to intake, and like a bit more, I can have more of like a balanced response or perspective about each one of them. But I also do think he can be honest with her. I also think that Aniya, and maybe this is just me and how I am with like my relationship with men, I don't cry in their face. Like, I don't care how, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't care how frustrating he has made me, or frustrated that the situation is making me, especially a guy that isn't my boyfriend. Like, I just don't see me being able to do that. I do understand and recognize that this space is a bit different. Like, you can't take things in doses. Like, you take everything all at once, and like emotions can be the best of you and like whatnot. I just wish Aniya was more, because she is a regulated person, but I wish it was more private with her friends, and instead of like always, like very like, I don't want to say insecure, but just like every second I need to pull you, I need to confirm things, I need to, keep things in the back of your pocket, keep things in your mind, like, oh, okay, I clocked that, oh, okay, this person told me this, you know what I mean? Like, she can like keep things to herself and move accordingly, if that makes sense. And then if something was overtly disrespectful, then address something, you know what I mean? So I just wish it was a bit more balanced when people talk about Aniya and Casey, because it's always, oh, Aniya's doing too much, and it's always Casey is just like not shit, when they both do things that are a bit, so like that's how I feel about them, like as a whole, but I do, like, I don't mind him getting to know Soul, because at the end of the day he's a bombshell, and like people were predicting this on Twitter, with production wanting Soul and Casey to like explore. So to watch people say that before it happened and then it actually happened, it's just like, okay, how are you guys clocking like what's happening? That's where it feels produced, in my opinion. Another thing, I don't mind Trinity and Bryce for now. Like, I think people are caught up in the age thing, and I think people are also caught up in the desirability of it all. I don't think they're each other's types. I don't think Trinity probably wouldn't speak to a Bryce in the real world, and Bryce probably wouldn't speak to a Trinity in the real world. But because of their situation dynamic, it's forced proximity, and they're making it work. And I do think they see each other and don't think, oh, this person is butt ugly. So I just don't like the narrative that Bryce doesn't find Trinity attractive, because I don't think that's true. I really don't. It didn't give like a Taylor situation, like, oh, when Taylor definitely did not like Alandria and it wasn't like an attraction thing. I think they're growing on each other mutually, not just one person, because everybody's keeping saying that, oh, Trinity likes Bryce, but Bryce doesn't like Trinity. No, I think both of them have grown to grow fond of each other, and that's okay. I do think the age gap is big, but in the Love Island terms, he got no kids. Yes, he's unemployed, but so is she. And they can make it work for now for the context of it until other options come in for the both of them. Well, not the both of them, for Trinity. So that's how I feel about them. I'm trying to think. I don't like Zach. Zach is giving me Ace feelings. And it's so early on, and Ace did it in a different way. He ruined the coupling of a non-black couple. Like, well, Jeremiah's black, but for context, Jeremiah is black. And Huda, so like he ruined those strong connections early on and like split them up. And to be fair, they were toxic, but he ruined that. He also forced forced Taylor onto Alandria. And he just like had so much of a hand in a lot of the couples and had spoke his mind too much. And I'm a big believer, even if it depends what the situation is, but if it literally has nothing to do with you and it's not harming anybody else, shut the fuck up. Who cares if you don't think so-and-so likes so-and-so? They're vibing, they're whatever, like leave them alone. Why are you nitpicking at Aniya in the challenge? And you know you're doing too much because every time you address something, it ends up hurting somebody. And it looks stupid on your part because it ends up backfiring on you some way, somehow, because people are upset with what you have to say. And I don't like how Kata wasn't a bit more supportive of, and not to say it was her fault, but I just thought it was weird. It was like, oh, but it's true. So the fuck what? Let these people just like see their relationship out. Like, how would you feel? Because us as the audience, we all think that you or Bryce is not Bryce, what's his name? Zach is more into, no, you're more into Zach than Zach is into you. How would you feel if somebody said that to you? You'd be tight. Like this nigga literally said in your face right before you guys are about to have sex that, oh, would it be crazy if I kissed a bombshell? If I got to know a bombshell? Like you have like no shade, like no respect for yourself. And that man has no respect for you because who says that in a moment like that? Y'all literally about to fuck. And this man looks at you and be like, oh, is it okay if I have a different, or if I talk to a bombshell, like, would you feel some type of way? And he brought that up multiple times. It's just giving bird brain behavior. And like, if it was the other way around, you wouldn't like if someone brought that up to you. Let it, not even privately, but in a game. Like, it's just not nice to hear. And the fact that she wasn't being sympathetic to that was weird to me. I'm trying to think. I don't care for Corbin. I don't care for Kenzie. I think someone asked a question who they think is going to go home or whatever. I honestly think it probably would be, well, Jen and Gabe, and Corbin and Melanie, just based on what's happening. And then it was last thing, Melanie. Melanie irks me. She needs to go home. Like, I generally feel like, I'm not saying that she's as, because I feel like Huda did worse, and I'm trying not to compare too much how other people behaved on the other seasons to the people here. But on that scale, she's not as bad as Huda in that sense. Like, I don't think she's dangerous like Huda was, but I do think there's just things about her is that it's unenjoyable to watch, and I don't want to watch that for 4 more weeks. And I think, like you said, people are trying to hold her accountable, just like other seasons. People were trying to hold people's hand, babysit them, talk them through it, help them, like, you know what I mean? And they're still just not getting it. So just like, as the viewers, what do you want from the Islanders? Like, I know a lot of people have been hard on Aniya, and I'm hard on her too. I think she should just mind her business on that one. But when somebody's so dysregulated, and I try to bring this up in a live a week ago or something, and people trying to jump me about her me saying that she was overly emotional. And it's just like a lot. You are overly emotional. You cry, you put 5.5 seconds. Everything with Sincere, you do a tit for tat thing. It's never like, let me just sit with this and like have like a more calm response. I think she did it just once. But even now, despite saying that she's done with him, she's still asking about him. And the new look, she's again having a conversation with him. So are you done with him, or did you just say that to say that so you look good in front of the public? Like, I don't know what you were trying to go at or get at or whatever, but I'm like genuinely over not just her but him too. I feel like his lying has become excessive and unnecessary too, and I feel bad for Soul. Like, I don't even want Soul with him. I actually want her with someone else. If her and Casey, not to say I want Aniya to be single, but like if she can at least explore that until somebody else comes along, that would be nice too. But yeah, I'm just over them too, and they gotta go. But I know I went over time, but thank you.
Thank you, Destiny. Okay, I want to respond to one comment, and then I'm going to let my new panelists go. Angela, actually, I'm lying, 2 comments. Angela, unpopular opinion. Zach calls things out for what it is, not what others want it to be. He's correct. Here's the thing, Angela. I don't think that Zach is lying. I think that Zach is making a choice as to when and to whom he shares that information. And I'm always curious about motivation and intention when someone does that.
I'm so sorry, because you remember when he even noted to him, Trinity, and Kata that, oh, all 3 of us are the strongest couple, so why would I want to do that? Why would you want to do that if all 3 of you guys are the strongest couple in here? Like, unless you were trying to set something up. Who got sent into the hideaway? The only 3 couples that are stronger, them 3, and out of them 3, the 2 of them are having issues because of things that you said. And now you and your girl get to go to the hideaway. Like, you didn't set that up. Like, not a scheme set up by Todd. Like, you're not moving me. Like, you're really not. Like, you pick and you choose, because you're not out here nitpicking Melanie and Sincere and like saying shit in challenges. You're doing it to the couples that are your competition. So,
I mean, he literally said, of course she does. It's, as far as Kenzie goes, he literally said that, what's his name? Casey thinks that he's going to win with Aniya. He absolutely is trying to take people out at the knees. Like, he's playing to win the money. So it's not about whether or not he's telling the truth. It's about why he's choosing to tell it and to whom. What is the motivation? What's the intention? I will say too, though, as far as like them, I don't know. Thank you, Antoinette. That was so cutesy. I don't know about the whole producing it because of what they saw on Twitter. I think somebody said in the comments, I think it's just pattern recognition. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize that you're just picking up on patterns of things. It was no shade all tea, like pretty obvious that at some point we were going to see a conversation between Soul and Casey. There was no way she was just going to be in that villa and they were never going to talk. Like, and I want to also just say too, like, I'm actually, even if production had said, hey, at least explore it, I'm actually not mad at that, because what I will say I didn't love about Casey's answer, I know why. I can conceptualize as to why he's doing what he's doing. But you don't know whether something is going to be a match if you don't even try. Like, to me, that's like, you have to at least give yourself an opportunity to see if there's something there before you know there's nothing there. And so I wished he would have just given it a conversation off rip, period. But you know, fear of rejection is real. You all are on a tap break until the top of the hour, so give your fingers a rest. And I don't think that means he and Soul end up together, but I think he should have at least, again, given it a conversation and just seen what happened. Okay, welcome to the panel. I feel like Reese's Pieces and, oh my God, Recess, Severely Heavenly. I feel like it's y'all's first time up on my panel. LaShawn, I don't know if it's your first time up either, but I'm going to give you all your time. We'll start with Recess.
Thank
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for bringing me on. Yes, this is my first time, so I'll be quick. First, I wanted to talk about Aniya and Casey. I do want to call out the fact that Aniya did interrupt Casey while he was speaking with Soul, which was what Mel did. It maybe wasn't as aggressive as Mel was making it, but she definitely did. And I feel like she's kind of projecting onto Casey this whole, I don't want to be somebody's only option. Casey honestly has more options than her in the house. He had conversations with Mel. He's had conversations with Soul now, and of course with Aniya. So it's kind of like he doesn't need you like as a backup. He's already reassured you like you're my option, you're my number one option. But I feel like she's projecting that onto him because she doesn't have any options, and I hate that for her. She's a beautiful girl. I just wish that she would see it and believe it in herself. I feel like she is insecure a little bit, especially it's tough being in that house with so many beautiful people and the men just aren't giving her that action, unfortunately. But hopefully someone will come in for her and she can explore a little bit, because I feel like at this point they need to really test. Like you said, if they come back, then we know you really are, my number one. But if not, then, best to both of them. Sorry, kids in the background. Zach, he's definitely waiting on a bombshell. He's dipping his toe in now, trying to make sure that, I guess maybe to check Kata's temperature to see how she's going to react. And we already know she's definitely going to crash out, because if you didn't see the preview, he asked her in the room and she's like, yeah, I'm going to kill you if you do that. So I wish she wouldn't have locked in with him so early, because he is not it. She's literally carrying that relationship. No one cares about Zach. He's hella boring. She's in danger because she's not going to win with him. Nobody likes him. Bryce and Trinity, I like their friendship. There's no intimacy. There's no passion. Like everyone said that about Nick and Alandra last season, but come on now. You could actually feel the tension between them on the screen. So with those two, I think they have a great friendship, but it's just no intimacy, no passion, and that's pretty much it. Caleb and Kenzie, I don't even want to talk about them because Lord have mercy. He's just going to be a cuck and watch Corbin get his girl. Corbin wants to be a gigolo, so have him at it. I'm done with them. And Jen and Gabriel, snooze fest. That's all I gotta say.
Agree with so many of those takes, y'all. I know y'all mad in the comments. Listen, I love y'all down. Part of what I love about my panel is we don't always have to all agree about everything. I think that I agree with you. Bryce and Trinity, I think, clearly have a great relationship. I will say that maybe they gave us a little bit more this last episode, y'all, but it is still early days. It's early days, and I am waiting to see them have actual other options and still choose each other. And not because they feel like they have to prove loyalty to one another, but because they truly realize I like you more than this actual other option in here.
I would need to see if Trinity has somebody that's her type that comes in and that's showing her action, or maybe if Bryce and then they choose each other, then I would believe it more. But literally, somebody said in the chat, there's compassion and there's friendship there, but there is no passion. I'm sorry, guys. It's just not. Let's be real. Their kisses, the pecks. I'm so tired of these kisses. And I'm not saying they got to be tonguing each other down, because I don't need to see that either. But you should at least feel something. I'm not feeling nothing.
Dark skin, be quiet. It's not shade. Listen, I will also say to y'all, somebody asked me in the comments, after Sun, would I like Sean to come back to the villa for Aniya? I love you all, and I feel like you know what I'm going to say. I'm never going to wish a 29-year-old baby daddy with a child that is not even on the potty on a 23-year-old. No. I don't want him back for her, okay? Also, I want us to be so fucking for real, okay? That man, well, the bar is in hell, right? So Sean is attractive, and he's well-spoken, and he seems pretty mild-mannered and agreeable, so their cooter cats are dripping for this man, and they are not thinking clearly. No shade. That was shady, but I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just saying what I think is actually for real happening. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I want us to just be honest that man said what he said to Aniya about, when I came in, you and Trinity were my top choices, was because he was checking the temperature with Melanie and Aniya, and he knew Melanie wasn't moving up off of Sincere at that point, and Aniya was the option he had in that villa. Because he said that, but then who did he keep putting his tongue in the mouth of? Kenzie. For the rest of the time he was there. And he didn't even pull Trinity until the day that he was getting ready. He didn't know they was voting, right? Getting ready to do that. But you didn't pull her until that same, stop it. Stop acting like you really were just fiending for her. Cut it. You got out that villa, and your mom told you what people were shipping. Your mom told you what that girl had, her. Aniya's a catch. Physically, she's getting there mentally. She's young, but I'm gonna give her that she's mostly together. And she's of a particular crop.
And she's a sweetheart.
and you found that out, and now you are having this experience of unrequited love that I think is fanciful and made up, if I'm honest, guys. I don't think that that's real. I did have to hold it, JJ. I had to find it. Okay, I'm sorry.
And Tina, I think that Sean is a mama's boy and obviously a sister's boy, and he wants fame because Bea is back at work. He needs to be back applying for something. You know what I'm saying? He's holding on to Aniya because he wants fame, and he's a sweetheart. And I do think that he's a little bit genuine. You know, like a dollar in like the in the machine, that, you know, he's that type of genuine. Like, he's whatever you pick, he comes down with. But he doesn't like that girl. If he liked that girl, he would have showed it from the beginning.
Correct. Also, I do want to just, as a point of clarity, listen, Agua the Freaky is following all of them already. They just waiting to put their bids in for, you know, some content when they get out the villa. I will say too about Aniya coming to interrupt their conversation. You're not wrong. She did come to interrupt their conversation. What I would say in this particular dynamic is that it was what we typically see on Love Island. You know, conversations get interrupted a lot. That's not abnormal on the show. The Islanders, all of them, KC, Bea, Trinity, all of them had a different reaction to the potential of Melanie interrupting a conversation, which means they know something we don't fucking know. They live with her, not us. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that is a distinction that we should at least name. You know, that it's not unusual for chats to be interrupted and somebody pulls somebody, especially when this is really common. I feel like when bombshells come in, because they'll go interrupt the chat to pull. Anyway, whatever. It's not that unusual. I did notice that they all had a different reaction to the potential of Melanie going up there to interrupt the chat. Welcome to my panel, Severely Heavenly. Please give me your thoughts, my love.
Hello, are you hearing me?
I do.
I want to talk about the question you were just answering, the difference between Melanie and Aniya interrupting. Even though Aniya was upset, she didn't go over there like visibly upset. I don't think if she wasn't speaking to you personally, you would even know she was upset. That was the difference. Melanie was like about to storm up them stairs. It was obvious in her attitude that she was upset. I'm not going to say she was going to crash out or not, but again, we don't know these people. We don't know how Soul would have reacted to her coming with that type of energy. We don't know how Sincere would have reacted. We don't know how that situation would have played down. So even though I know a lot of people are saying, well, Casey was so weird for stopping her, and it wasn't for her, it was for Sincere. I think it was for her in that sense, because again, we don't know how Soul would have reacted. Not everybody has the same temperament. So you just can't assume that. I want to talk about the Casey thing because he rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I do understand that he wants to explore Soul. My thing is when Aniya is asking him, that she's saying to him, there's a difference between what you told the boys and what you told me. He told Aniya that the reason why he's not exploring Soul is because Sincere is hooping. Like, Sincere is already over there, and he's not going to do that because, Sincere is his boy. But he's telling the boys a different thing that I guess he's not exploring because I guess he doesn't want to mess up something good that he has for something mysterious. And even though the two things can coincide, I won't lie and say I cannot understand why Aniya is upset in that situation because she's hearing two different things. He's not giving her an answer because when she's saying, do you want to explore? Do you want to explore? He's not giving her a firm yes or no. It's kind of like if the situation presents itself, then maybe I will go for it. I don't know though. So
go ahead. Sorry. Okay.
He's not giving her a clear answer, and I think that's what's upsetting Anaya. I don't really think it's that she doesn't want him to explore. I think it's the fact that she knows that she heard that Soul and his ex look alike, and on top of it, he's not giving her a clear answer, so she can't even like emotionally regulate herself with the truth or anything. She doesn't know what to think. I think that's what's making her upset. And I think that's where Casey kind of lost me. Not like I think he's an awful person. I do know that he's just not trying to hurt her feelings, but sometimes you just need to tell somebody the truth. Like, yes, I want to explore Soul, and she deal with that. Because I honestly don't think it's the fact that she doesn't want him to explore. I think she just feels like he's not being clear with her. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. To y'all, I want to let you know that you do have a tap goal. It is 300,000, and I think you have 8 minutes to get there. I think that's right. Listen, I'm gonna push just a smidge, because that's not exactly correct. To be fair, he never sat down and said the reason why I didn't explore Soul is because I'm committed to what we have and because Sincere was hooping. But he did tell her both of those things in separate occasions. He did say both of those things just in separate occasions. She heard the Sincere hooping thing in the challenge, but he had already said that I'm happy where I am. Why would I risk what I have? When she sat him down and asked him about what Sincere told her, he communicated that then, right? What I think his downfall is that he's not just lumping it together and saying like, yes, like I would have explored her except for X, right? But that said, he did say it on the doc. Aniya told us what her issue is last night. Aniya told all of us, I don't want it to seem like he's not exploring because I'm going to have a problem with it. I think she doesn't want to be painted that way. I want everybody to remember that when Aniya, not y'all in particular, just in general, when Aniya came into the villa, she was one of the only girls that told us she has a roster. Aniya is not unfamiliar with dating multiple people at the same time. I would bet that what Aniya has experienced, though, is transparency around it. It's not a secret. So if she feels like something is secretive or you're not being direct or transparent with me, that is going to trigger a reaction out of her. I think if he really, to be perfectly honest, I don't think Casey wants to explore Soul. I think that he thinks she's cute. I think that he thinks she's attractive. I think that he thinks like, yeah, she's a catch because he told me all of those things. But I also think that Casey is very clear. He's a very calculated and measured person. From what we know about him, I don't think he's willing to risk what he considers to be a good thing for something that might fizzle out. That's what I think is happening. And I don't know why we can't take KC like at his word around that. And why we have to, not that y'all are doing this explicitly, I'm just saying, right? Why does it have to be because Aniya is holding him, right? Like why, like, I think we just need to take the man at his word that he took in the information from his partner and then he weighed his options. And he said, she ain't even really checking for me for real because Soul was in Sincere space. Let's be honest. She ain't really checking for me for real. I'm not about to fuck up what I got behind somebody that may not even really be into me like that. I think that is a totally fair and normal, because who enjoys rejection, response. And Priscilla, no, he hasn't, but also he doesn't have to. Yes, the point of the show is for them to see which connection is their best connection, but you only are going to explore with people that you're actually interested in. And if he has decided, no, you don't have to. Because if you had to, then he'd be at home right now. He would have been at home already, right? No, I don't think that he's making Aniya a backup. I think Aniya is his first choice. Literally, listen, bae, I have been saying that since the season started. Everybody's saying the point of Love Island is to explore. The point of Love Island is to explore. Said Ace. Ace was a fucking Energizer bunny, and now you all have embraced that shit as gospel.
But also, why are people so comfortable with labeling Aniya a backup? Dare I say a little bit of anti-blackness and a little bit of misogynoir? Because why are you so comfortable calling that girl a backup when you saw that man tell that girl she is the blueprint?
The point of Love Island is to find a match. It's to find love. And if he feels like he's found a good match, why are y'all stressing more than he is? Y'all, the audience is more stressed about him not exploring soul than that man is. Why? Why are y'all? This gonna
Because they don't feel like she deserves him.
This is gonna sound me. Y'all are bending over backwards to hold the hand of a grown man. To walk, it's giving my son is my king. And y'all know we don't do that over here. Stop.
I gotta go next. I gotta go next after that.
And listen to the comment. Y'all are also not doing that about Kata and Zach, because keep it a buck. Y'all know Zach was never checking for that blondie. Melanie is still not checking for Corbin, and that's her couple. Why so much attention to Casey and Aniya? Why so much attention to Casey and Aniya? Right? I just, again, it feels like an opportunity to sit with ourselves and wonder why I'm having such a big reaction. Right? Even like Sean didn't get this smoke. Kenzie didn't really get this smoke when they were there and they were fucking single.
Tina, I have a question.
For real exploring. I'm just saying.
I have a question, and maybe Ginger can answer when it's her turn. But you said something about us thinking there's something, but isn't technically Aniya also is looking for something around the corner? Like, doesn't she also not believe Casey by his words?
I don't think that. No, I think it's what I said before. I think that Aniya is navigating her own insecurities that existed before KC. It's not about KC not being enough. It's about the fact that it is triggering something that existed before she ever met that man. That existed before she ever met that man. If she had partnered with Sincere initially, if she had partnered with Sean initially, we would be having the same conversations. Or maybe y'all wouldn't care because it wouldn't be a dark-skinned black man with a dark-skinned black woman. Maybe y'all wouldn't care. But she would do the same shit because that is hers. It's not Casey's. He just happens to be triggering it because the things that he's doing, albeit not directly that, feel familiar. I want us to for example, I'm gonna give y'all a very tangible example, and then I'm gonna shut up and let Ginger go. A very tangible example. I knew someone that almost drowned on a river. And for months after they got their hair washed, it triggered that same feeling in their body because of hearing the water sound in their ears. They weren't in danger, but their body felt familiar to that experience, even though there was no actual danger. There was perceived danger. You are watching Aniya register something in her body, whether it is real or not, that feels familiar to something she has experienced before. I'll give you another one. I knew somebody that as a kid, got left in a hot car. They got left in a hot car and they have panic attacks every time they get thirsty. Because even though they're not actually in the hot car anymore, their body is registering that same feeling and telling them you are in danger. Now, Aniya's doing a great job. She's doing a great job, and I need y'all to give her 10s. She's doing a great job of when it comes up, she doesn't just rest in it. That's what y'all are watching that other girl do. She's feeling it, but I'll give her credit. There's some reason why she might, right? She's feeling it, and then she's having a big reaction because of it. Aniya feels it and then goes, let me fact check if this is right. Or do I need to relax my nervous system? Everybody was somebody before they came in that fucking villa. Everybody had shit before they ever came in that villa. And that shit would be showing up no matter who they were partnered with. It might look a little bit different each time. Sincere's a great example. He said that Melanie feels familiar because his mom said, not my words, his mom said, I'm psycho and she is too, right? That chaos is the norm for his nervous system, according to his mother, okay? According to his mama. That's not my projection. She said it. Chaos is normal for his nervous system. So you see him in it. This is why you hear the conversation with tonight. I never wanted to give that up. I never wanted to walk away. Because it feels like home. It feels familiar. They both said that. Just something about you is so familiar. Something about you is so familiar. Okay? So you see his nervous system almost finding peace in the chaos. And then you watch him with Soul, he has such a different countenance when he's with that girl. His countenance is different. His even his touch of her is different than it is with Melanie. Not that he doesn't have something, but it's different. Passionate, tender. And what's happening now? It is tender, it is slow, it is calmed, and he's like, "Ooh, shit, hold on. Wait, Melanie, I didn't mean it." Because his nervous system is like, what is this shit over here? Do you understand? Y'all are watching. Yes, we're having a good time kikiing about them in their fucking couples. Yes. And these people were individuals before they ever got in those couples. And so you need to understand that you are watching them in their couples still as individuals. And so there is shit that existed before they ever met each other that is informing the way that they are interacting with one another. And production and casting knew that. They all did psyche vows, y'all. Now, they didn't know who they would couple up with, but they knew which personalities they were bringing together. Do you understand? Not that y'all are stupid. I'm just saying, do y'all get the references I'm making, right? Like, I need y'all to just see all of it. So when we're talking about KC and Aniya, I know you do, Darcy. And when we're talking about KC and Aniya, sure, let's talk about the conversation. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. And I want us to also consider that whether KC had said it exactly right or not, the fact that she heard anything else from anybody else was going to still trigger that wound. It was still going to create a reaction in her body. And give her credit that she's choosing to check in around that reaction in her body and not just react. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Ginger, please go. And then LaShawn, please go.
I want to say thank you for that very healed explanation, because my explanation is not healed at all. The Lord is still working on me. And while he's working on me, I'm going to work on y'all. Y'all are pissing me off. Get up off my girl. First of all, everyone that's saying that she's holding him back, you're fucking delusional. Nobody stood behind that door, Buki. Not a single person. Nobody picked him. Not even her. Right? So let's move on. Fast forward, they're coupled together. No, because come on, like, what options did he have before Soul? Like, y'all are gagging me right now. But let's move on. So after they get paired no, I'm telling you, they're full of shit. After they get paired together, Melanie pulls him, and guess what? Nothing happens. He's still with Aniya, right? Boom, let's move on. Soul comes in. Soul's interested in Sincere, right? He doesn't pull her, right? Boom. Because she wasn't initially that interested. She was more interested in Sincere, right? Right, boom. So now that shit has fizzled out because Sincere is toxic as fuck, right? Y'all are making Melanie's problem now Aniya's problem. Not at all, Buki. Let me tell you something. Also, imagine this, right? Sincere tells you in private this little piece of information, this little nugget that Casey didn't tell you. Boom, y'all work past it, y'all move on. Now Zach in public repeats the same thing, right? She doesn't know that these are the same conversation. In her mind, it's probably two separate conversations and he's literally leaving something out. That's why she says, hey, it makes me feel like you're telling them something and then you're telling me another. It's almost like I'm repeating to y'all exactly what she said. Sick, right? Anyway, so she is entitled to feel the way she feels. Also, she's actually very, very regulated in the way she feels. I can tell you this way. When she heard that Zach said that, she immediately addressed Zach first, right? Sat down, told him, hey, I'm not looking for this, right? This is not what I want. This is not the experience I want to have. I'm not holding nobody back, right? Because she's the one that keeps picking him. But again, let's move on, right? Since y'all don't want to talk about it. Then y'all are acting like y'all don't understand that visceral response. Imagine you're on an island. You already have your own insecurities. You've heard twice from two separate men that your connection is not telling you the whole truth. It's omitting a piece of the truth. You're entitled to feel some type of way. And then Zach, being a messy bitch, he was like, oh, look at them. They're talking. Shut the fuck up, right? But still, that would make me feel some type of way too. Now, when I was 22 and dysregulated as a bitch, I would have went over there and I would have been like, what the fuck is so funny? Everybody get the fuck up. Conversation over. Now I'm the only motherfucking one talking, right? But I have healed. And so has she, obviously, because she went over there very kindly, was like, hey, Casey, I would like to pull you for a chat. Hey, everybody, very respectful. I did see Soul roll her eyes. And let me tell you something, Soul, thin ice. Thin ice, Bookie. I can only handle microaggressions so many motherfucking times. But I'm gonna let you go because they did call you a whore. So you've been through enough. They did. It was mistreating you. So I'm gonna let you go, bitch. But relax. Also, I think she explained to him beautifully exactly how she felt. Beautifully. Right? Didn't miss a beat. So y'all being committed to misunderstanding her is literally gagging me, right? And I want y'all to help me get ungagged.
Well, these are my friends, guys.
No, but please clock that because nobody wanted Casey in the beginning.
Nobody.
So I don't think no one brings that up enough. I think he's fine, but however, not people in the villa. So do that as well.
Who was? Tell me, before Soul just showed a minute sliver of interest, who was interested in Casey? Quickly, class, tell me. Oh, nobody. Nobody, not even fucking Melanie. Gag it. So let's relax, saying that girl is holding him back. I think it's the inverse. No shade.
Clock for y'all. Listen, I don't dislike Casey, but y'all remember that the first moment that these people are pretty much with each other, they are tonguing each other down, right? Melanie has said to the guys, y'all got better, because the guys are clearly not good kissers on the island. Bryce got turtle tongue, right? And Aniya was sitting up there teaching. They was having a practice session and they're...
Mm-hmm. They were. It was sick. That's better. Yeah. That one is better. Yeah. What the fuck?
So when they was coming through that door, they may not have been checking for him for real, y'all. Like, no shade. No shade. Okay? Because he is a very attractive young man, you know? So, hey. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Brittany is KC. That's what I'm talking about. They all in there struggling anyway. Okay, LaShawn. Please give me your thoughts, my love.
Hi, everyone. It's my first time here, so bear with me. I've never been on a panel, so anyways.
Welcome.
Hi. I agree with a lot of you guys' take. The only thing that people might not agree with is my current couple, Bryce and Trinity, only because they've explored. I think they still need to continue to explore, but they're more open, or they communicate most of their feelings, in my opinion. Their thought process, whether it's weird or not, but I feel like they're on the same page far as I think on the outside looking in my opinion, they're on the same page. However, I think Trinity is giving herself a little bit too much credit on how much she likes Bryce because she hasn't experienced somebody else. Because I just think I don't know if someone her type would, if someone her type on paper would, I guess, what's the word? If someone her type on paper would enter the villa, I'm not sure if she would be quick to, I guess, what's the word? I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, it's okay. Take your time.
I can't think of the word, but I don't know if she would unless she was forced to try to pursue the person, because she made it be known that if someone new came into the villa, she would just continue to choose Bryce. And then far as everyone else, I guess I agree, because I mean, we've been talking about Mel. I'm a little tired of hearing her, no offense. Sin and Soul, I mean, only because of Soul, I don't know her enough. I would like to continue to see her in the villa. And then I guess that's my time. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Listen, it's your first time on a panel. We are a brave space over here. It's totally fine. I'm glad you came up to share.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm responding to you, Jem, because she did say it to Zach when they had a combo, when he pulled her to talk about what was going on. I teach. Please give me your thoughts, my love. Welcome.
Hey, listen, I just want to get up here and get my shenanigans off real quick. Dark skin lover girl, I got a sad story. Right? Gigi, I can't believe you letting her live up here without telling her our sad story.
Listen, I done told her I've been trying to get on New Hustle. I'm gonna message you later about our New Hustle. Teach it involves Tina.
I, period. Listen, the fact that y'all are getting on Casey and Aniya about exploring when Kata and Zach ain't explored yet, right? Let's just clock that, right? I have a problem with that. And I just feel like whether Aniya is right or wrong, y'all gonna be mad at her anyway. So do you, Bookie? And listen, not too much on my boy KC. I feel like, yeah, he did omit, he didn't overtly say it how he said it to the boys, but he did not lie to her. He did not actively lie to her. Maybe he said it a little bit nicer to spare her feelings. I do believe that Aniya has some security issues, some things that she needs to worry about, needs to work on, not worry about, but to work on. And that's probably why he worded it to her like that. Listen, I think, I was in Ginger Live earlier. She said it like this. She was like, listen, like, maybe he did not explore Soul because she was carrying on with KC. I mean, she was carrying on with Sincere. And maybe he took that as his, well, I'm cool right here anyway. So this why I want to be, this why I like being. So this where I'm going to be at. Right? Another thing is, y'all, Bryce is he bothering me. And I'm going to tell you why Bryce bothering me. Bryce bothers me because when Trinity tells him something and she affirms him, he actively goes behind with others, usually with Zach, and he like never takes what she says as face value. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like she had that conversation with him, reaffirming him. She also communicated to him what she needed more from him. And he went off to Zach and he spent it some kind of way. And it made me mad. Because if she told you what she needs more of you, what more she needs from you, and what more she wants from you to be more secure in y'all situation, why couldn't you just do that? But I know why you ain't do it. You ain't do it because this ain't where you want to be. And I feel like you mind fucked her into really thinking that y'all was building a connection when what she is falling in and with having feelings with is being comfortable with a man. I believe that Trinity probably hasn't been in a situation with a man where she's totally comfortable with him, and she's conflating those feelings for actually liking him, if that makes sense. And I digress.
I think that's a great point. I think that, I enjoy Trinity so much, and this feels like, this is about to be a life lesson for our girl. Unfortunately, there are no big sisters in the villa right now. Beatrice was the oldest one, and now she's gone. Jen sounded like maybe she was trying to have a little bit of sense, but I don't know if they really, are connected with her like that. It'll be interesting to see now that Soul is being potentially a little bit more accepted, how that shifts the dynamic of the girl group, though.
Mm-hmm. I think they look at Soul as an outlier, right? So they don't fully have that trust in her. I can't say it's something about Soul. And that's nothing to take away from how beautiful she is. I think she beautiful. I think she a vibe. It's something about her though that's not really clicking with me, right? I wanted her, even though she's a bombshell, and we could probably feel like she don't owe no conversations to Melanie to talk with her conversations. But I feel like if you are coming in a place and you're trying to make those connections and other connections are already made, I don't see a problem with having a conversation with the girls in general. She didn't have to have a conversation with Melanie per se, but I just feel like it would have gone a long way and probably would have worked with her, right? Because I feel like the girls kind of treat her as a op, and I also feel like that's a reason why she could have gotten all those pies, because Melanie has a little more social capital than her in the villa.
But
So
can I push back a little bit on that? Can I push
yeah.
back a little bit on that, Teach? I understand what you're trying to say, and I think that in an ideal world, fine, that would have been great. But given Melanie's already established pattern of behavior with women who Sincere engaged in, I think Soul played it right when she said that is her man and that is his job to have to go and talk to her about that. And I'm not going to hold you. I have a little bit of smoke for everybody else in the villa for falling into that against Soul thing, because that's not her fault.
Correct.
I could agree.
She
I could
did
agree to that.
exactly what they were coming in for. So that stood on Sincere to do that. And instead, what the rest of the villa did is they played into let's placate Melanie by isolating Soul. And I don't like that.
I could agree. I could agree with that. I can also agree with that. I can also say that I was already looking at Kenzie some type of way, but then she had started to grow on me. But I was looking at Kenzie some type of way because now that Melanie is in a situation with your guy, now you want to go and comfort Soul. It left me with an icky feeling.
Yeah. I will say, listen, Blagic, at the same time, the girls don't owe her anything either. I don't disagree with that. And Melanie choosing to press her about what's happening between her and Sincere, the same way she pressed Kata about what was happening between her and Sincere, is not fair. It is not that girl's responsibility to soothe your feels about that man. Again, this goes back to me telling you all she demands a lot of co-regulation from people in the villa, and it's not fair, right? That said, everybody was being okay to those girls until the next day. Until the next day. And while they don't owe her anything, they also didn't have to get on that same train. You know what I'm saying? They could have just been like, Mel, whatever beef you got with her is your business. I'm not doing that on your behalf.
Can I also say something?
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound messy. Y'all only want that girl to play nice with them other girls because she fine shit. No shade. Jen didn't have to play nice with them girls. In fact, no shade. Jen is the real Jezebel. She swooped in like a thief in the night and actually upgraded herself to main course, right underneath Bea's nose and them girls' noses. But the reason why they accept Jen with open arms is because none of them truly perceive Jen to be competition. As opposed to the other women, they all perceive Soul to be competition. And if I can feel it, that girl can feel it too. On top of the fact that, yes, there are already established relationships. She came in for Melanie. I say this all the time. Melanie's like ringworm. When she digs herself in, you only get her up out of there with a topical, and them girls refuse to go to the clinic, right? So Mel is buried deep in them. Deep, right? The only reason why Kenzie freed herself is because she feels like Mel is trying to swoop in and take her man. But the rest of them, they're actually just falling in line, right? They are. Ooh.
Did you describe her as a ringworm?
Yeah.
And you said they need to go to the clinic to get a topical?
Immediately.
I hate you.
Sure
You play
did.
too much.
I'm gonna, Darkston wants to
Wait,
get
can
the
I
top,
say
but,
something?
well, hold on. Darkston asked, and then you can go Destiny. But I do see y'all saying, oh, but Jen talked to the girls. I want y'all to be for real, because that first day, it was Jen and Soul together. It was Jen and Soul together the next morning when they woke up, and then the girls. It wasn't until Kenzie decided she got a homegirl in the villa. She got a homegirl in the villa. So she locked in with her. So now she's folded into the group. Who's doing that for Soul? Y'all are smart over here. So you keep up, right? Like, who's doing that for Soul?
The last time I watched, though, I thought Jen was on Soul's side. In fact, Jen was super mad at Insincere because of. Okay, I wanted to say this is just. I wanted to say I know that this season is so big that they're even promoting the Minions, whatever. However, it's not as big as it was first season, as in the audience. Like, I don't see people getting 1 million followers. I don't see the fan base traction. I don't see it like it was last year. Last year it was grand on a grand scale, in my opinion. I know numbers wise it's big, but as in the action wise, it's not as big. And maybe it could just be my feed. That's what I'm not seeing. I'm just not seeing, like, I would think that Mel by now would have like 1 million or so followers, like that other girl that she could sort of, people be trying to say that she's like. But I wanted to say what happens, because people are saying that the girls are going to vote when Kenzie picks Corbin and Mel picks Insecure, and then Soul has to go, and Soul picks KC because she's trying to stay on the island. What will happen to Mel?
Number one,
Aniya.
Number one, I don't think that the girls are picking. The girls had the last pick, and then America picked and put people together. So it should default to the boys next. Number one. So I don't think that's going to happen. And we are dumping a couple this week.
So are they going to pick and then we dump, or are we dumping and then they pick?
And then they pick. If they even pick this week, because they're getting ready to go into Casa next week. So I don't know why they would pick this week just to repick again next week. I think we may not get another pick. I don't know. Maybe not until after Casa. but we're getting a dumping this week, and then the boys will be the next people that pick. It might be the bottom two couples. I don't know. But either way, we are dumping at least one couple this week. So I don't think that is like something that we even need to consider. And I think it would, Casa is on Monday. So yeah, I don't even think, like, the girls are not choosing. So I don't think that that's a thing. I'm going to let Destiny go and then I teach. But I do want to say something to the comments. I feel like a lot of you are not new to me. So I'm going to say this and you do with it whatever you want. I like to believe that people that engage with my content are smart people. I like to believe that people that engage with my content read books. You understand context clues, right? No, you haven't seen anybody be mean to Soul. You haven't seen anybody do anything mean to Soul, okay? What you have heard, though, is Melanie tell that girl, I don't want to have beef with you. I don't want to keep fighting with you. What you did see was during the pie challenge, everybody get off of their podium. It's like crazy that I have to explain it, right? Everybody get off their podium except for Soul. And y'all are not going to keep acting like y'all didn't watch that girl be isolated. Choosing to leave someone out of a group is not kind behavior. Are y'all new to having friends? Don't do that. Don't do that. Exactly. I know that y'all saw Soul looking completely different that morning before they even got to the pie challenge. You are getting 1 out of 24 hours. Stop it. Stop acting like you all don't know how to put context clues together. Nobody has to walk up to her and be like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you, or slap her across her face, or none of that to be cruel. Matter of fact, if you know anything psychologically, if you know anything about group dynamics when it comes to girls and boys, the most common form of bullying amongst girls is actually isolation. It is emotional manipulation, and it is mental. That is, you're not going to see girls doing fisticuffs as often. So that was literally textbook version of mean girl behavior. And no shade, but I'm smart enough to know, and so are you. So are you. That Soul would not have been having that reaction when they woke up that morning if the only person acting like that was Melanie and everybody else was being welcoming. Don't do that. Don't do that. You tell me how you would feel. How would you feel if you were in your workplace, you're brand new to the workplace, and you don't get to go home? You got to be in that motherfucker for 24 hours and nobody's talking to you. You would feel, well, they're all talking to each other, but they're not talking to you. That would feel good. You would feel like, oh, you would leave that day and be like, wow, my coworkers were so welcoming and kind. Stop it. Don't do that.
One thing.
And yes, LaShawn, hold on real quick. I want to respond to this comment. LaShawn, did you see her trying to talk to anyone even the first day? When you go into a new job where relationships are already established, you don't expect to be greeted when you walk in. You're supposed to do the reaching. Come on, stop, y'all. Stop. Don't do that. Like, I don't mind y'all liking Melanie or liking all of the other girls or disliking Soul. Janelle, please clarify, because y'all are pissing me off. I'm gonna block you. Because it's not about whether or not we were there. It's about the fact that nobody in this live is fucking dumb. Stop acting like y'all are. You're not.
Let me just go ahead and protect our peace.
Thank you. Y'all are not dumb. Stop it. You can like that. You can like Melanie. You can dislike Soul, but to just deny what you are actually seeing in real time is actually just, it's weird. Stop bending over backwards to alter the truth to like her. Just like her in spite of it. Just like her in spite of it. But don't lie about it in order to validate liking her. Just like her. Just like her.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
So, first of all, y'all got 4 minutes to hit this 350K tap goal, or else I'm cutting off the comments. That's number one. Number two, I think it's because I didn't make my usual introduction that this is a teenocracy, and what we're not going to do this season is stress ourselves for people being obtuse rubber goose. We're not doing that. So if you don't tap, you can get tapped out of the conversation. If you don't tap into your intellect, we're going to tap you out of the conversation and just block you. I'm not having Tina argue with y'all because of foolishness, because I'm trying to get her to get on board with me in this hustle for Casa. So I can't do that if y'all up here acting silly on the fucking internet. Okay, keep it cute or get mute. Exactly, Mia. Because we're not doing that. Tap into the intellect. We don't. There's no smooth brains for admission. You got to have a few ridges. Okay, but if I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to service y'all. I'm trying to provide a service that y'all put W's in the chat for. I can't do that if y'all don't get with the goddamn program. Okay. If y'all can't get with the program, how are we supposed to have a live viewing of Casa with Tina's commentary? How are we supposed to do that? We can't do that if y'all don't act right.
And here's the thing, actually, because more than one thing can be true, right? Because I see you, REX, and I don't disagree. I'm never going to blame a man for, or blame a woman for a man's actions. But that wasn't the only time that she felt wronged or hurt. Y'all watched the way that girl wake up that morning. That wasn't the first time. So yes, the boys are culpable and Sincere ain't shit. Cause why you keep letting them pie her for shit that you know she not supposed to be pied for? But that is completely separate from what we are also, these are two separate things that we're talking about. And both of them are true. They all wasn't shit. And the tide did not turn in that villa until they all felt fucking ashamed when she cried. Go back and watch the scene. It wasn't until she got pied for the umpteenth time, because nobody gave a fuck about her being sad all day. When she cried for the umpteenth time, the host came down to console her. There is a scream. Kata literally drops her head. Shame. Shame, because y'all know how y'all were acting. Don't do that. So yes, the boys are responsible for pieing her, and the girls are not free of their behavior either. They're not less culpable for mistreating her just because they didn't pie her. It's both of them. And it wasn't until they all felt shame and everybody got off of their podium except for Melanie, at least in the edit we got, to console her. Every single person. And then after that, they're in the makeup room and she's like, oh, I feel bad. Maybe I want to talk to her because the tide changed in the villa. Come on, y'all. So we're not only on the girls, but they're all culpable. We're not going to act like the girls didn't do nothing just because they didn't pie her. Okay, Destiny and LaShawn, I think.
No, I completely agree. And it's to I don't know if you guys watched the Oscars earlier this year, and there was a skit of Sterling K. Brown talking about how the audience constantly needs to be told exactly what's happening for them to make an inference on what's going on in the film. And it's so true. Everything needs to be blatantly stated out, clear, cut, and direct for people to be able to infer based on like what's going on what's happening between characters or what happened to a character in a film. So if things aren't always explicitly stated, the audience can't just use social skills, how we interact in the real world, to then infer on what could potentially be happening to someone and reason to why something is happening. For instance, that game went longer than it actually was shown. It wasn't a 15-minute game. You could see from when they started to when they finished, the sun was starting to set. They were playing for hours. And we even saw people like Trinity pied, even Aniya pied. Why are they pied? We never saw them get pied on TV, but they were pied in real life, like us watching them. So obviously they're filming questions and like skits that aren't getting filmed. Or they are getting filmed, but they're just not getting shown or aired. So her crying over 2 pies doesn't make sense. If it's just 2 questions where, you know, they picked her for either or, and maybe those 2 questions alone could have hurt her. But considering how long they went on, and Bia saying that she got pied mad times isn't once or twice. Mad times is like 3, 4, 5 times. So, and some of those pies, so inferring, she said some of those pies should have went to Melanie. So what pies did we see that should have applied to her that didn't apply to her in the game? So it's one of those things where it's like, put context clues, use your brain, put context clues. Obviously she's crying. It's not over 1 or 2 pies. It's the fact that she keeps on getting pied consistently. Nobody would cry over 1 or 2 pies, especially if it's just a game, quote unquote. I also think it's really weird that Sincere never got any of the energy from the girls. I think the public dislikes them both, but I think in the villa, people baby Melanie a lot, so they're afraid to do certain things, and people really in the villa really like Sincere, so they're less inclined to call him out publicly. So the fact that they refuse to pie someone like Sincere, and it's easier to pie somebody like Gabe or maybe like Bryce, I don't know, but it's easier to pie them. They refuse to take that step because there were questions that applied to Sincere that he didn't get, because all of a sudden he's genuine in the villa based on what they're seeing and experience versus what we're seeing and experience. He's not. He's very disingenuous. So it's weird watching both Melanie and Sincere skirt by in that game and not receive anything. I also do want to note out that, what's his name? Zach, prides himself for always being honest and saying things how it is. There were questions and pies that you threw at Soul that could have went to Melanie, but you weren't being honest. You weren't telling it how it is. You weren't laying the truth out for everybody to, like, you weren't clocking that, but you always clocking something else. So like, why are you picking on Soul? What's your issue? And my other last point is that the whole entire like Bia thing, I think you said that, what's it called again? That, what's her name? Melanie created like an atmosphere that kind of excluded Soul. But Bia, the reason why Jen didn't get have like a kind of like a relationship with people in the villa, because Bia didn't create an atmosphere where she was excluding Jen from the rest of the girls because she was exploring Gabe. Like, she didn't care. I mean, she did care, but she didn't care enough to make it so that she felt uncomfortable. Like, that wasn't her mindset when she went into it. She's like, she's a bombshell. It is what it is. I don't like it. I like him. And wherever he goes, he goes. So we can see how you can still be in your feelings, but create a safe space for other people to do what they got to do. Like Bia and Aniya even, because Aniya, yes, I feel like how she goes about things is a bit I prefer how Bia goes about things. Like, it's not too overly she's in her feels, but she does that privately and she communicates her feelings, whatever, you know what I mean? And she isn't as frantic as maybe Melanie or overly going like Aniya. But even with Aniya doesn't make for example Soul feel uncomfortable or trying to ice her out now that she's getting to know Casey. And I think they also learned from the situation with Melanie and Soul. So I think that Bia did a really good job with establishing that she can do what she wants, and what I have to focus on is my connection with Gabe, and whatever he chooses to do, he's the problem, he's the issue. And I think the other girls just lack that, if that makes sense. But
it makes perfect sense. Yeah. I will also say, right, Beatrice is at least 2 years older than these girls. I don't know if she's turning 26. I don't know. I don't be watching their birthdays and shit like that. But she is older than these girls, and she behaves that way, right? When the whole thing was happening with him and Jen, her response was, if all it takes is, somebody coming in to turn his head, then he was never for like she's like, that's whatever. Like she'll talk to her partner about it, but she wasn't gonna stress that girl out behind the behavior of that man. You know what I'm saying? And I will say, I do want to say Duchess Royal said we're at the mercy of editing for a skewed narrative, which is why it is important that you all are listening to the one-off comments that seem like, why are we hearing that? It's because they want you to know something without having to tell every single part of the story. I made a video and the melodramas were crying in my comments because, you know, they don't, anyway, doesn't matter. Like somebody said, difference between the 6th and the 7th grade reading level, right? But I made a video where I said, listen, Bea and Melanie had that conversation at the fire pit about Melanie's behavior, right? And production be on socials. And I'm sure that they heard the commentary. People were dying on heels about who was right and who was wrong, right? The very next episode, you get an exact same experience where Trinity is telling that girl to sit back so somebody else can see. They wanted you to see without having to make that the focus of the story. They wanted you to see these girls are not just saying it for no reason. Chill out. Stop with the bullying of Bea about it, right? Because people were giving so much smoke to Bea about that. And they still ain't stopped. Because, you know, again, 6th and 7th grade reading levels, right? But they wanted y'all to chill, right? Why do you think you got the scene of Casey running to go stop Melanie from going upstairs? We didn't need that scene. We didn't need it. Why did you get it? So that you could understand that when Bea said, yeah, she would have interrupted that conversation, that she does engage in this behavior. They wanted you to see that the girls are not saying it for no reason. You have to pay attention to the one-offs. Don't make shit up, but are you at least paying attention to everything you're getting in the episode? Why are we seeing this? It's the same reason you got the scene of Kata and Melanie taking photos together after that challenge situation, right? Because they wanted y'all to see they're not beefing. Relax online. They're up in the villa taking photos together, being cutesy. They wanted people to let it go. But people, the black and white, right? It's like you can't like one person without hating another. I want y'all to feel how you feel about people independent of your faves. I say that all the time. I said it a shit ton last season too. Y'all are on a 7-minute tap break. Feel how you feel about a person based on them independently. That's it. Just look at their behavior and determine whether or not you like them. Okay.
Wait, and also to add real quick, like we also see how she's quick to run away from conversation. She literally ran away from Aniya and Trinity. Like this wasn't the initial conversation that they had at the fire pit, but you remember when they were sitting on the bean bags and she got up and she like ran dramatically, and then the episode like I was like, girl, where are you running to? Like she literally got up and she was like, I can't take this, and she ran away, like confirming Via's point that she can't regulate herself and that she always runs away from hard conversation. Like she literally got up and ran away. I don't know if I'm making that up or that did happen, but I'm pretty sure it did. But she ran away. Like it's just like, what else do you guys want from production or the rest of the girls or the people in there? Like I don't know.
And again, and I'll say this one time for the people that are in here that may have never heard me say it before. Stop complaining about Aniya being the therapist of the villa, but then wanting Aniya to check Melanie about her behavior. You can't have it both ways. LaShawn, I think you wanted to give a thought too.
No, I was just wanting to add the fact that Mel, every time she did have a conversation with Sincere and she wanted it to be known, it was like in certain areas where it was very visible to everyone, especially to the ones that she really wanted to hear, meaning Soul.
Yep.
So
I was just about to say that, dark skin, right? Even when after her what's his face, Sincere had that conversation, I got my man back, ha ha.
right. And then her reaction, whatever she was doing on the ground, I'm not sure. I can't remember the context where she was rolling on the ground or something she was doing.
Yeah, she was laughing and giggling about him kissing her because she was so unbothered. That's why it was so difficult for her. But like y'all are not listening and watching that. Y'all are not listening to and watching that girl do that and being like, she's not being mean to her. She's being so kind. She's being so inviting. I don't know why Soul is sad.
She's being passive aggressive, and she has isolated that girl. And I'm so glad that you touched on it because I did say in the comments, I have seen her isolate that girl. She's definitely isolated her. And remember what I said earlier, she does have a smidge more of social capital in the villa with the people, with the cast that are in there. So when you don't call out those behaviors, the people follow along with it. It's sad, but it's true. They definitely isolated that girl. And imagine you going in to put on your makeup in the morning, everybody talking. You walk in, nobody says a word to you. It gave very much Mean Girl. And last season, y'all was letting that girl say she was bullied. Here, this girl really is being bullied, and y'all saying she not.
Can I ask a question of somebody in the comments? Pisces, are you a February or March Pisces? Are you?
Not you trying to separate yourself from the pile.
Easy, because we are delusional. We, as Pisces, we are very delusional. Yeah, them February Pisces is different.
No shade, Pisces. I'm a Pisces, but I'm a March Pisces. And I do feel like we are very different because no shade, all tea. It's not that she has to be extra nice to her, but you also don't have to go out of your way to be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also don't have to go out of your way to punish the girl for honestly behavior that you're mad about with your man. Let's keep it a buck. But she's dick riding the patriarchy too hard to see that her problem is actually with Sincere and take it out on him, right? She's not taking it out on Sincere. She's directing all of that to, she did it to Kata and she's doing it to, well, girl, you can go and get the fuck. She did it to Kata and she's also doing it she also did it to Soul. So you also have a pattern of behavior and y'all thinking that we're not supposed to see it just because you don't swim in the deep end of the pool is not my problem, actually. Like,
Watch
no
Pisces.
shade,
I'm gonna do
all
too
tea.
much too.
I tell y'all, and I know this sounds very assholey. I'm clear about that. But this is my space, actually. So it can be whatever the fuck I want it to be. This is a college level course. If you are still in elementary school, you should sit quietly and listen or get the fuck. Those are your choices.
And my whole thing.
And then one more thing. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, LaShawn.
I was just gonna say I meant to add when after the I guess the when Corbin had to pick out of Bea and Mel said that she was glad that she was picked or something, and that she was out of the triangle, and that and then following after that, she asked Soul about the kiss, which kind of confused me because I wouldn't have the nerve to say that after I said that whole speech in front of everybody about being, I guess, broken up with Sin, in a sense.
Like it's has
I
not.
know that it says that, y'all. I'm not worried about it too much. No shade, all tea. Not Pisces came back under another. I think you're still muted, Pisces, so you can be in here, but you can't talk. You can't talk unless you are going to actually be able to engage.
Wait, what's the ad? Let me know.
I think you might need to just, sit quietly and listen. I'm not trying to be an asshole for real. But I'm not going to let people disrupt my peace in my space. You know what I'm saying? I was very graciously giving you an explanation, and you tried to be cutesy in the comments.
Tina, drop the ad. What's the ad? Let me know what it is.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be cutesy too. Stop playing. I'm gonna be real cutesy wootsy.
Like, I was trying to be very kind, for real. Like, I wasn't like, they've seen me be mean. I was not being mean.
Listen, I'm gonna make this disclaimer one more time, okay? Because it's also time for a mod break. It's top of the hour. You have until 8. You have 10 after the hour. 10 after the hour to get it to 425. 436 of you, you can get to 425K. That's 10 minutes, or else I'm cutting the comments off. That's cutesy bootsy number 1. Cutesy bootsy number 2, I'm going to reiterate that this is a teenocracy. And I don't know if you've ever been part of the teenocracy, but what Tina says goes, and we're going to keep it cute. And this season, we're going to keep it cute. The spirit's high, the blood pressure low. So we're not going to be fucking with people who are being silly in the comments. You will get blocked expeditiously. If you can't keep it cute, we are going to keep it mute, no matter how many different ones that you come up under. We are going to be strict this season. You know why? Because a lot of people who decided to discourse last season didn't have the prerequisites for this course. They didn't have the PERT scores. They didn't have the SAT scores. We gave them the ACT too, and they still couldn't pass it. Hell, we gave them the HSCT, and they still couldn't pass. So this year, we're going to make sure that you have the prerequisites. If you don't have the prerequisites for this season, you will be blocked and dropped from this course. That being said, get the tap, and you have 9 minutes.
I wanted to say the reason why she talked to that girl is because unfortunately not all of us got shame built into our factory settings. And I'm watching it play out in real time. Some of us were not raised with morality and shame, right? Some of us are stupid, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. Because why would you go talk to that girl about anything? I felt the same about Kata, girl. Why would you go talk to that girl about anything? That girl should have been like, and so what about it?
And listen, I don't want to debate Melanie all season with y'all. I really don't. I feel how I feel about the girl. She doesn't connect for me as a person on the island. I see multiple things as true about her. I understand what she is experiencing with that man and can empathize. And I do think that there are some things that she needs to be accountable around for her own self that are separate from that man. More than one thing can be true. But what y'all are not going to do is come in this space and be so, dumbed down to the point that now I feel like I got to fuss. I don't like fussing in my space. They like when I fuss, but I don't like fussing in my space if I don't have to. I just want to have funsies. Okay?
Can we make it really simple for them with Melanie and just move on to somebody else? Can we make it really simple for y'all? She was where she wanted to be. Y'all trying to defend Melanie so hard when we watched her in the beginning. This is why she didn't go to Trinity for advice anymore. Say, oh, well, we talked about cheating. That's okay. I already know about it. And I'm gonna cheat back. She put herself as the number one sincere defender. Then we watched her again before the recoupling say, well, I'm gonna have to forgive him again. Y'all know I'm gonna keep going back to him. She is right where she wants to be. Do I think that he should be doing her dirty? No. But if she don't find nothing wrong with it, why are y'all fighting so hard for her when she won't fight for herself? Why? She like it, we love it. If she likes it, we should love it. I don't understand. I don't understand. We wanted her out. She didn't want that. She wanted to be back. She was starting to fiend. The withdrawals were kicking in. Let that girl have what she wants. Stop defending her behind the bullshit. She wanted it.
Honestly, to keep it a whole buck with y'all, it's the same thing I feel about that other girl's fan base. I don't think y'all actually like that girl. For real. I think y'all see that girl as entertainment for you and you don't give a fuck about what's happening to her mental health. Because you cannot tell me that you think what you're watching from her on that island gives she's having a great time. And she's feeling great. That is not what y'all are watching. And y'all are like, keep my girl in the villa. Why? Because you don't like her. You just enjoy the drama of her. Fuck what she's feeling. Fuck the trauma that she's feeling. She's funny. You like it. And I can't respect that for real. For real. I do want to say, Recess, thank you so much for coming up. LaShawn, thank you so much for coming up. I'm going to drop y'all just to bring up my subscribers. But thank you so much. Please come back.
Drop too, boo, so you can let more people out.
Miss Tina dropped me as well. Thank you.
Okay, my love. Love you.
Peach, I'm gonna get with you so you know about the hustle that we trying to get in on.
Yes, okay. I love a good hustle, sis.
Listen, we got this hustle. Me and Bad got this hustle. We gonna rope Tina in.
And
because Tina's the star of the hustle. Tina's the star of the hustle, and then we gonna get dark skin love girl to pay for it.
Hey, dark skin lover girl, you got to kick in, boo. We know you love it.
I'm part of the hustle.
I'm part of
No,
that.
She's
Gigi,
the
what
finance
happened?
department. She's got to
No,
finance
listen,
it.
it doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah, she got the
You're not
finance.
in my
Oh,
group
no,
chat, so
you know
you don't
what?
have to say
We
it.
need a good silent partner. We need a good silent partner. My
You're
bad.
not
I
in
didn't
my
know.
group chat, so I don't have to say nothing. I'll get
Help
with
us
you.
Dark
convince
skin lover girl gonna
Tina.
be in that group chat by herself in a minute. She
What?
keep
No,
naming me.
because she was so mad about not being included. Now she's being exclusionary. That's
Okay, if I want to be
crazy.
male, if I want to have a male feeling, what about it?
You really be left alone. You really be left
Gigi,
alone.
get back to me with the scheme, my sis.
I'm gonna get you
I
with the
love it.
scheme.
Hit me with the
Where all
scheme.
my scamming is,
Real quick,
niggas at?
Right here.
Ginger, you should request again because aren't you getting ready to stream it for people that want to watch so that they can follow you? If you're still in here, come back up so they can click on you and follow you.
I know that we're off the. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
know
Go
we're
ahead.
off the subject, but I just wanted to say because sometimes people don't know that Jack and Jill went up the hill. But
You know what? Let me go on the
hold
page that I
on.
stream it on.
Lord Jesus.
Tina,
Because
I'm still in here. Yeah.
because yeah, sometimes people don't know that Jack and Jill went up the hill. But at the end of the day, y'all, the girl said she don't want to fight with that girl no more. So obviously, if you put 2 and 2 together, that means she was excluding her. Okay? I said it. All right? Because,
Exactly.
they went up that hill and they fetched what? There we go, Brittany. I know you know.
Clock that.
Ginger is the person that's streaming it. She's about to come up so that you can click on her and follow her and watch it on her profile with her. Because I know that y'all want to see it. Y'all, I love y'all down. We did already talk about the first look, so we're not going to get into it again, babies. But I will.
And we have 30 minutes.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? 30
minutes.
So y'all need to, there goes Ginger right there, as told by Ginger. She's the very, very top box. Go ahead and click on her face and go follow her page because she is going to stream the show.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to say?
We swing from the shoulders about Aniya and Trinity. So keep it cute. That's it.
Wait, after, are you coming back on, Tina? Because you know how
We're
you
going to the Badlands after.
Looking like a no.
Come to Nana Bad's live.
We going to the Badlands.
So after the episode, Bad is right underneath Ginger. Bad is going to go live and also host a panel.
Yes.
And she's very biased.
You make sure you follow
don't
Bad.
play with me. Don't play with me. You be coming in there trying to play with me. I'm biased against you.
Listen, Nola, because you know Bad and Nana, she be liking to go to bed, child.
Y'all better leave President Nana Bad alone.
Bad has fallen asleep on our live before, y'all.
I really have. Y'all know I need my beauty sleep. I need my beauty sleep.
We love it. Listen, if you're new here, I'm glad you kicked it with us. We really are a kiki. Sometimes I have to fuss. I'm sorry y'all had to see me fuss today. I don't like fussing. But I'm very glad y'all came over.
I missed it.
I'm very glad y'all came over to Kiki with us. We are a Kiki. We do get deep. So let me just say, people that feel like it's not that deep, you're not going to have fun with us. You're going to hate it over here. Okay. So you should not stay. I want you to go places where you are happy. Okay. So don't be over here if that is how you feel about things, because we're going to connect it to systematic racism. We're going to talk about the patriarchy. We're going to talk about sexism. We're going to talk about all the isms. We're going to talk about all the shit. Okay. So if that's not fun to you, then don't stay, babe. Just go somewhere where they do something different than what we do over here. Because yes. So if you don't know, if you're just meeting me, I'm a therapist. My training is in psychology and then in marriage and family therapy and in women and gender studies. So we are always going deep over here and we like it like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't, that's okay. But that's what we do over here.
We get deeper than Corbin's voice.
He need to stop.
Ladies.
You know what? He just needs to let the accent go, and he could just stop sounding like that.
Just let it out.
Just let it out.
It's
Just let the
fine.
patois free, my nigga.
You told us you're Jablasian, so where is the ja? Where's the ja?
I love that you love it over here. Listen, I enjoy y'all. I do, if you're new to me, I do have subscriber content where I give hotter takes than what I give to the general public. So if you want that, you can certainly subscribe. You also have priority to come on the panel and you get a longer time to talk. I love that y'all love it over here. We have a great time together. We have fun. We're going to keep it very light this season. We're not letting anybody knock us off of our good time, okay? We are not letting them make the summer not fun for us, okay?
I already said that I'll gaslight you back. So there's that. You know?
And she's done it, y'all. Like, she's done it.
Look, and I do it really well, y'all. So
Period.
I'm actually petrifying.
So I hope that you clicked on Ginger. You can watch the live with Ginger. Watch the show with Ginger. Ginger also does do lives. So Ginger oftentimes will go live during the day after the episode. So you can go join her panels as well. I will tell you, it's the Wild Wild West over there, okay? They be going cray cray. Okay?
I told you I wasn't healed yet.
And Ginger plays a game where, like, you can pay to get people kicked off the panel. You can pay to make people have to be quiet. Like, it's cray cray over there. But I like to go over there and troll. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to stay in the comments and just talk.
We love
Ginger
Tina
knows how to
over
get
there.
to a bag, y'all. She know how to get to a bag. And I respect it.
Stop it.
And Bad, if you haven't clicked on Bad, go ahead and click her face. Bad is going to go live after the episode tonight. And you will be able to, and that's fair, Mia. Listen, hey, doses, you feel me? Bad will go live after the episode and do a panel. And Bad, you prioritize subscribers and gifts for panel, right?
Yes, I do. I do. Super fans, because I don't make videos right now. And my hair will not be done. So if you say something about it, you're anti-black.
Period.
And you're going to get kicked out of the
have a bonnet
Badlands.
on, actually.
And you're going to get kicked out of the Badlands.
Yes.
Malv, I literally love that down. That's hilarious. I love that. But yeah, y'all, so lock in with the crew. Gigi does lives on occasion, but Gigi does lives when we let her loose on the internet and leave her unsupervised.
No babysitter.
I'm glad y'all know that.
Love it over there at Gigi's Live.
Listen, y'all got a whole summer recap today. Tina let me loose today, and y'all got a whole summer recap from my 16-year-old about why the hell she's mad at her guidance counselor. They ain't gonna let do me.
Please.
Duchess, you know what? I feel that I will say that I do repost all of my lives to my YouTube channel so that when you miss it, you can catch it again. Lyrical Buki. So if you subscribe if you join Bad as a super fan, you get priority up on the panel, or it's based on biggest gift.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a young hoe hustling, y'all.
Period. Okay, I feel like you all have done all of the following you need to do. Can we get to 425 before we get off? We're literally like 1.4 away.
Absolutely. Get to tapping. And eventually, when life stops lifing, I'll go back to doing reading sprints on lives and doing writing workshops. That'll be a thing that we come back to eventually when life stops lifing. But yeah, so far, Love Island I wasn't going to watch. Ginger bullied me into doing it.
Girl, stop telling people that. They already think I'm mean.
You know I like it when you bully me. Stop it. And I honestly, we are gaming. We are gaming because guess what? Gigi just got a new gaming PC. So, listen, I'm be acting stupid on the internet. Tita, I got your work cut out for you.
Got your work cut off for you. I'm back to stuff on the internet.
Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope y'all had a good time. We always have a good time with y'all. I'm biased. You know, I do think that my panels be lit as hell. I think that we have a lot of fun over here because we're very brave. We don't always agree, but we disagree like grown-ups. And so we can actually have good dialogue and discourse with each other. And I love that about us.
We love being part of the Teenocracy. I will see y'all in Ginger Space and then to the Badlands.
Thank you for letting me be me here.
Of course, always. All right, have a good time, y'all. And
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Wait. I think she means that they would prefer someone of color